Hum. It's hum.
Oh,
It's whom?
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 Oh,
Whom?
my
Hummus.
bad. That was my fault. I'm sorry.
I think Sakir's camera's gone, or I'm. Sakir,
Oh,
are you?
no.
Are you?
His camera is experiencing emotion.
Dal secure. Come in.
I actually don't know what's going on. Sakir's cam. All right. Is that intentional on your side, Meyer?
That is not intentional, no.
Okay, let me see if I can't fix this.
Difficult technical
Yeah.
difficulties.
Oh yeah, the camera just died on me. That's why. Let's retry.
Running into technical difficulties down here and
We literally
you
just
know
spent
what?
like 30 minutes. Did you close your
You
camera?
know what?
You closed it,
Did you
didn't
close
you?
the
And
window?
It was perfect.
I
Close
mean,
the
that's
window.
not my fault, though, is it? I mean, I think it's just...
if you reach over and click the X, it is kind of your fault.
Remember when you were asked if it was intentional? If you intentionally clicked
I'm
the
just gonna
X?
do this accidentally.
Yeah. Oh, hello and welcome everyone to The Spice Must Roll. Welcome to Season 2 of Star Trek Vasquez, our tabletop Star Trek Adventures game starring the crew of Vasquez, these wonderful folks, in the Star Trek universe. Too many stars in my... I was about to say Star Citizen. I'm like, that's wrong. It's wrong. It's not the right broadcast. Let's move on to kind of like... Well, first off, before we get started, how are y'all doing today? Y'all doing okay?
Doing all right?
You know,
Yeah.
I had just the most manic day in the world yesterday. Slept in and I slept in until like 11, which I was planning on getting up at like 9:30, and then I cleaned my whole house. My plan was to sleep until 9:30 and then like stream all day, and then
Yeah.
I got up and I was like, no, I'm cleaning, and just like
Yeah.
cleaned stuff, shredded a bunch of documents I've been meaning to shred, and almost burned out the motor on my shredder. Like, was just so productive for like 6 hours. It was bizarre.
That was kind of me yesterday too, so that works. All right, let's get through and let's introduce people. And I'm gonna do the reverse order again because I wanna put Darj on the hot seat. Let's start with you, Darj. Who are you? What do you what do you do outside of the Vasquez, and where can they find you? And who do you play? Who do you play?
I'm trying to figure out if there's a nicer way of saying smartass.
No.
But that is who I am. I am a man of the internet. And I getting in a lot of fights on Reddit recently because there's been lots of drama.
That's just why I don't go to Reddit anymore.
Yeah.
I see you are also
This is
a
why
man
I
of
might
culture.
start going to Reddit is to find the charge.
Who do you think I fight with most of the time? It's just dude.
Yeah, it's it's drones.
But other than that, I let's say I run several interesting projects within the Star Citizen community. One of them being the compendium of all Star Citizen official ISC and SCL videos, and other than that, I also run a podcast with the captain called the Fortnightly Frontier. I think I already announced it last time that we're gonna have Mythomatic on the show, but that didn't pan out.
I
PvP
missed that.
talk
Hopefully
happened
next
instead,
time.
yep.
Yeah.
I missed that, man.
Hmm.
Actium cannot come back.
Yes.
I mean,
Actium
want-
cannot come back.
it
at
can't
all,
come back.
ever. No.
It's over. It's done.
Yeah. But other than that, I just like I annoy a lot of people on the internet, and it makes me very happy.
Okay. All right.
Same.
Let's move on to who do you play? Who do you play on the
Oh yeah,
Vasquez?
of course. I played Dal Enaran, potentially for the last time a lieutenant in the science division. He's a Betazoid, somewhat cybernetic, and he has a little cyber puppy called Ozzy.
K9, got it.
K9. Yeah, basically.
Next, we've got Dr. Drones. Who are you? Where can they find you? And who do you play here on the Vasquez?
Hi, I'm Dr. Jones. I don't do a lot right now, but that's just life right now. You can find me on Twitter, Dr. Drones channel on Twitter. Here on twitch.tv, Dr. Drones, but not lately. Soon though, soon. And I play Jace Tersey, who is totally not Starfleet intelligence, and Nope, just average guy being the chief of operations. Nothing special.
Aren't you? I think the only person on the crew who knows, the only people in the crew who knows your Starfleet intelligence are Sakir and Baaj.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
Who officially know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, most of the people on the cast know.
Well, yes, but
very few
Vasquez
people
is
on the
a
actual
huge
ship.
Yeah, the Vasquez is a huge ship.
Right.
You know. All right. HP, who are you? Where can they find you? And who do you play here in the Vasquez?
I am HP Braincase. I'm primarily a variety streamer here on Twitch, so twitch.tv/HP Braincase. I do also occasionally release YouTube videos right now in a series called Game or Pass, where I play random games from Game Pass for PC and rate them Game or Pass. It's funny because that's the name. And on the ship, I play Lieutenant Commander Daxon Cole, Chief Engineer, and all-around just saucy boy, who is just getting back from receiving his Medal of Honor.
Yeah, he got the Starfleet Medal of Honor the last episode, which is pretty cool. Or from his actions last episode. So, all right. Next we've got Buster, who's I catch mid-drink. Buster, who are you? Where can they find you? And who do you play on the Vasquez?
Buster Pamoche. I'm Buster. I am a streamer here on Twitch, and I do Star Citizen stuff and whatever. Like I'm just basically somebody who shouts and says stupid crap. And
you've also
people seem
done
to kind of
you've
like
also
it.
done CAG in the past. You've broadcasted CAG before.
Yeah, I mean I've done some stuff. You know, if you know me, you know.
Yeah. You know. We know.
Watch Expanse for that meme.
Yes. Myth
but yeah, I play. Sorry, I'm kind of nervous today, guys. I'm a little nervous. You'll find out why.
Yeah.
Today, I'll work through it. But I got nerves, you know. But I am. What am I? Oh, I play Commander Baaj, who is the executive officer aboard the USS Vasquez, and she is very honorable. Okay, guys, just remember that. Just remember that. But she is XO, and she's chief security officer, and she is Klingon.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're about to learn today some things. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm sorry, nerves. Anyway, I'm Bosh. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
I've been here all week. Tip your serving witches.
Last we have Meyer. Meyer, who are you? Where can they find you? And who do you play here on the Vasquez?
Hi, I'm Meyer. I'm a voice actor and streamer here on Twitch TV, where I play a whole bunch of things. Slowly getting into role play. We mentioned Mythmatic earlier. At the end of last month, we actually did our it's our third one, but my first role play style version of it called basically, for lack of a better word, Fashion Citizen. Think RuPaul's Drag Race mixed with guns, and you get that. It was a lot of fun, and it was really cool. I might be getting into more RP stuff in the future. I've been talking to some people, might be doing some RP space engineers. But anyway, as you can see, if you've been watching for multiple weeks, I'm becoming slower, and I'm slowly becoming more and more secure this season. Who is the character I'm playing? Captain Secure of the USS Vasquez, one of the singular Vulcan captains on the singular Vulcan captains of a non-Vulcan ship in Starfleet. Yes, of the NCC 71486 Vasquez. The what is it? The New Orleans class? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Nolans.
Nolans.
New Orleans.
No,
Humans
yeah,
are weird.
Yeah.
It's logical to pronounce it New Orleans.
It'd also be logical to pronounce it colonel, but we don't.
And lieutenant.
Ooh.
Well, lieutenant is spelt lieutenant, though.
Herb.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Yes.
different.
Oh,
But,
yeah. Herbs is the good one, yeah, because there's an H in it.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
bloody H.
All right.
Should I bring up
That's
Jeff's
me.
now,
That's
or-
secure.
Was it?
All right.
Peanut butter.
Was it
But before we
24th
get-
century version of GIF? Yeah. or
Before we
GIF.
get into Star Trek, whatever the heck, rambling edition, let's get started with a bit of a cold open. I'm going to. This is going to be between Sakir and the Doctor, because at the end of the last episode, Sakir had to relieve himself because of powerful emotions he was feeling in the middle of
And
a
a full bladder.
situation. Also a job he had, or another broadcast that Meyer had to do. But Buster at the end, or Baash at the end of the last episode, had the Doctor go check on Sakir. So we find Sakir sitting with the Doctor as the Doctor is scanning over Sakir, and he closes his medical tricorder and goes, "Captain, you want the good news or the bad news?"
Quite frankly, Doctor, while I do value your opinion, this is a Vulcan matter, I am sure.
It is more than a Vulcan matter. I passed my Vulcan biology class with high marks.
I'm sure you did for a human. However, this does not seem to be something that I think that many humans are aware of.
Your brain patterns are changing, Captain.
Yes, as is the case when a Vulcan enters something you may not know of called Bendy syndrome. That is what I fear I have, and I need to seek Vulcan counsel.
We can try to, but I don't know if you're going to make it much longer. We can treat a little bit here. I know how to treat Bendy. At least a little.
Do you believe that's what I have?
No, it doesn't have any of the hallmarks of Bendy syndrome. It's something else. It has some of the issues here. And he kind of walks over and punches up your brain patterns. These are your brain patterns that we have on file. These are the brain patterns that I just scanned. And as you take a look, they're very, very different. Like, it's almost as if there's a completely different brain pattern overlaid on top of your brain pattern.
Are you trying to say I am not me?
I'm saying there's something else in there.
What?
I don't know. I need to do more scans, more testing. I fear that if you want to go treatment for Bendy, when we reach Narendra Station, it may not do what you need to.
Do you think that I am fit for my station?
For now, Captain. But I need you to come frequent checkups with me. We can monitor your condition. I'll get in contact with the Vulcan Homeworld and figure out if we can, if they've seen anything like this before.
Doctor, you think that this might be a separate entity to myself?
It could be. It's faint, but it definitely could be. Now, this entity, if it is an entity, doesn't seem to actually be taken over or anything like that. It's just sort of there.
I see. Well, for the time being, let us keep this between ourselves.
Of course, Captain.
Do not allow... Of course, if you need to make any additional medical proceedings, then keep it on the highest security level that you are capable of. However, I do require that you keep this away from my bridge crew, lest they over-concern themselves.
Doctor-patient confidentiality, Captain. But if it becomes an issue where I think it's going to impact your command, I will step in.
I will hold you to that.
As it happens, you hear the little beep come through, and it's
God damn it.
hit the wrong button.
Wrong button again.
Yeah.
That one.
And through the comms, you hear, what was his name? I always think of him as Vin Diesel because he's not Vin Diesel.
Jumo?
Jumo, yes.
Jumo, yeah.
Jumo. Jumo goes, Captain, there's communique from Starfleet. Pull up the actual name of the Admiral. Admiral Herbert is on the line for you.
Very well. On screen.
The
And I
message
look to
pops
the
up.
doctor and Jumo to leave.
Jumo's just coming in from the bridge. So
Right.
Yeah. So the doctor, I'll excuse myself, man. Thank you, Captain, man. And he walks out. On the screen, you see the Admiral who you talked to and, very first episode, when you first went into Ranger Station. He goes, Captain Secure, it's good to see you again.
And you, Admiral Hibbert.
Wish it was better terms, but you're gonna need to bring in your XO to hear this as well. We've got a communication from the Klingon Homeworld. There's some serious accusations they're throwing against you and Commander Baaj.
From the Klingon Homeworld.
From the Klingons.
Is there anything that you would like to relate to me first before I call Baaj?
Well, just that if we don't fix this problem right now, it may lead to war. And with that, we're going to move to the intro. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to try that one more time. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. Massive desync. I have no idea where that came from, but we had some issues there. It's all right. So,
What's your CPU usage like? Maybe like all the cameras with the new close-ups are like really.
well, I had them before. I think it's just a spike right now. That's all because I had to.
Yeah,
pull up some
CPU's
stuff.
just running at 119% somehow.
It's fine.
All right, let me
Oh.
pull up the. There we go. Should be fine now. All right. So, we're gonna pull up for this is a question because I was gonna do this before the show, but I kind of want to have a good idea. So we're gonna be in the holodeck, and someone is gonna be showing Baaj human opera. Which
Cole.
is that not Cole?
Not it.
Well, it can't be you, Sakir.
What do you mean by that? That could be a Vulcan of taste.
No, I mean like you're already in your. This is what like when the Admiral calls you. This is what.
Ah, right.
Yeah. You
I
know
could
what?
be in
You
two
know
places
what?
at once.
It'll be what's his name? Is it Jensen or Weathers?
Weathers is not human.
Yeah. So it's
What about
Jensen.
Palma?
It could be. Yeah, it could be. Nah, because it's. I'd rather it be.
How about Paul? How about Ensign Palma?
Not ready for Ensign Palma yet.
Not ready for Ensign Palma yet.
I think Ensign Palma can handle it.
Okay. We're gonna have yeah, it's Jensen who's human, right? Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So Jensen is in the holodeck. It's just Jensen and Baaj, and on the stage there are these two actors performing a scene from the Magic Flute, and it's let me see if I can pull up this.
Pamina and the Queen of the Night, I think is who you're thinking of.
Yeah, Kamina and the Queen of the Night. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And the song is being played in the background. It's this story about about fathers passing on and the kind of just transition. And this is beautiful. And Jensen's in there going, "This is really important. You gotta listen to this."
I am.
No, you gotta really listen. Listen.
I am. Wait, is it playing somewhere?
No, it's not playing. I gotta pull it up. Pull it up.
But yeah, the scene is Pamina and her mother, yeah, the father passed, and she wants Pamina to kill a young man named Sarastro.
Mm-hmm. Let me get it right. Let me pull it up in the background.
Y'all are too cultured.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I worked in opera.
This is why Cole likes pulp detective stuff. It is not high culture.
We're giving Jensen a little bit of high culture here, which is interesting.
He's fancy.
She had legs that reached all the way to the ground.
As opposed to all the other floating femme fatales, right?
Yes. Of course. Yeah. You know, like that lady in the Matrix.
Yeah. I can't seem to pull it up. What was the name of it again?
It's the Queen of the Night's aria. It's the guys. It's the famous opera where she's like, it goes. I got it. So cultured. The most cultured dananas of all time, guys.
Hey, I mean, this is one way to not get a DMCA. If you play it from YouTube, you might.
It's an opera that's over 400 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the specific performance is very likely still copyrighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right,
So
I'm playing it in the
you
background.
probably just have to. Yeah.
What is the feeling as you're seeing this? Where's she feeling?
Well, you know, it's a scene about, like I said, like you said, the what's his face died. Mina's father died.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you know, having this whole thing with her mother, but her mother's like, you have to kill, like, they're talking about this before the song begins.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to kill this boy that you're into because he has been invited to the initiated, which is like a group of men.
Yeah.
Who have omnipotent, like they have the sun circle of omnipotence, right? So the Queen of the Night is like, it's unfair that they get to have it. So she's telling her daughter, you must kill him and take it, and take the sun circle of omnipotence. So it's this whole thing. So for Baaj, it's really making her think of her family in general. It's making her. I would think that she is connecting with this a lot because she sees her mother in this person.
Yeah.
A little bit, and she sees herself not necessarily being as the thing is she doesn't connect with Pamina because she doesn't see why Pamina is weak about this because, you know, Baaj, Klingon got a Klingon.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, it's the right thing to do. If they have all the power, it's not correct.
Is that
Sharing the power.
Is that what you're saying? Telling Jensen?
Well, I mean, after it's over, like she's gonna she's gonna listen to the damn opera as it happens. not talk
Jen's
through it.
just constantly being like, you get it? You get it? She has to kill the lovers so that they can't get this.
Yes, I get it.
Okay.
It was a
I
good
j-
show. I enjoyed. Who is it?
And
Mozart.
Yeah, Mozart.
But they pause it for a second so they can talk about it. So
Yeah.
she's like, let's keep going. Starts
As
back up.
as that happens, I want we have Sakir will call him in from his quarters.
Is anybody gonna do the sound?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, did you not hear it? I must be the freaking.
Yeah.
I had Chris on. Yeah. Number 1.
Captain.
If you are not too busy, in fact, even if you are, report to my ready room. We have an emergency. We have Admiral Hebert on the comms.
I will be there shortly. And then she says, barge out!
It does,
She
Wow,
forgot to say it.
you press
Sakir
it.
really is out of himself.
Mhm.
She is going to, and then she's just gonna pause it again, and she's going to look at Jensen and say, "I must go, Jensen. We will pick this up later."
Good. You'd like it. And then you can show me Klingon opera after this. Is it anything like this?
No. Yes and no. Yes and no. It's like a Venn diagram, but it's real thin in the middle.
Okay.
So, all right.
Oh.
And then she is gonna get up and take off.
Okay.
She wore nicer things because it's opera.
Yeah. All right. So you head down to Sakir's office or Sakir's your ready room, right? So you
Yeah.
transferred it. So you head to Sakir's ready room, and you see Admiral Herbert on the line. He goes, Commander Baj, it's good to see you. This is a matter that deals with both the Vasquez and you personally, Baj.
She kind of looks at Sakir and then looks back at Admiral Hebert or Herbert?
Herbert.
Herbert.
Hubert.
It used to be Hebert.
Is
but-
it Hebert?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay,
maybe
Hebert.
that's what
It's
all
Admiral Hebert. I mispronounced
Maybe that's
it.
what all the ships do is they mess with his name all the time. And then she's just gonna look at Admiral Herbert or Hebert. God,
I screwed him up. I screwed you up.
Yeah, Admiral. She's gonna look at the guy.
Admiral Humberto.
Stop! She's gonna look at him and just kind of tilting her head after looking at Sakir, and then just look back at him and say, "In what way?"
We've got reports from Kronos that you and the crew of the Vasquez have been charged with cowardice.
And
Formal complaint, and it's causing some rifts between the Klingon Empire and the Federation. There's accusations.
Issue.
They claim that you left Klingons to die on the Herc base.
You know what happened, Admiral. You got the.
I have the reports, all the reports from the Klingons to dispute this, but apparently there's some witnesses that they have, and they're asking for you to return to answer the charges against you. And I'm ordering the Vasquez to go with you and clear the name of the Federation while we're at it.
Understood, Admiral. Unless the captain has anything else, I think that is Vasquez.
I
I have nothing else to add.
I want to impress upon you the fact that if we do not deal with this issue, it may lead to further conflicts. There's already been machinations inside the Klingon Empire for being too soft against their former enemies.
That is always happening within the Empire.
It's more than our sources saying it's more than normal. General Martok seems to be pounding the drums, and I don't want to have us be involved in a Dominion war and a war with the a potential Dominion war and a war with the Klingons.
None of this sits well with me either, Admiral. So consider it could be done.
Understood,
Admiral.
Admiral. We will ensure to make this a priority 1 mission. Secure out.
So, your mission parameters are pretty clear. You have to clear the name of the crew in Federation. And the Admiral would also have said, we can't get involved in the internal affairs of the Klingon Empire.
Except me, of course.
You're different. You're not a Starfleet officer. So...
Yeah. Okay.
Understood. You are, number 1, as always, you are our proxy with the Klingon Empire. If there ever comes a situation where we are to interfere or intervene, it will have to always go through you. You understand the weight of this responsibility.
Yes, Captain, I do. I do not.
Very well.
I have heard things from various sources that there has been more talk about my house than usual, so perhaps it is time to finally deal with it.
Is there anything that you haven't told me specifically about this particular incident?
No, Captain. I do not believe there is.
And your relationship with this General Martok, is there any reason why he would
I do not
have...
understand it with Martok.
Very
And
well.
For an aside, for those who haven't watched it, in the past we had an episode where we had a flashback of Baj's pretty much biggest deal with Martok, which is she saved a ship.
Mm-hmm.
But originally in that episode it was an alternate version of it, but in what really happened, she had her whole crew died. She was plucked off the ship by someone before she died. Before she went down with the ship. So she was the sole survivor of Klingon ship. So with that said, Secure, you would, of course, I wanted to just put that out there for the audience, but Secure, you know this.
Yes.
So she's going to say to you, you know my dealing with Martok.
That I do.
I
was just
understand. He has
curious.
never been uncouth to me before.
Indeed. Very well then. It'll be a while until we arrive at the Klingon Homeworld. I will head to the bridge to get Jumo to change course. Until then, feel free to continue with whatever it was you were doing before I called you. You're dismissed.
And she just leaves. And then she contacts Jensen.
Okay. Yeah, Jensen here.
Are you still on the holodeck?
No, I have to get back to my duty shift, and I'm sure the chief is gonna chew me out
Milkshake.
for
Drink his milkshake.
drink his milkshake. Drink my milkshake before if I show up late again.
She just says, sorry, I'm so nervous, guys. I don't know why I need to get out of it. Okay. All right. Very good, Jensen. Thank you. I will see you again at another time for more talk. And then she just bodge out. And then she is actually going to head to the holodeck. And she is actually going to pull up any recent hearings. She's gonna if I don't know if that's a thing. Is there are the Klingons record High Council meetings?
I'm sure they do, but I don't think they broadcast them.
They wouldn't broadcast it, but I wonder
So it's not
what
like
access.
latest news from the Klingon Empire.
I mean,
No.
if
Are you trying to find out any kind of news from the Klingon homeworld?
yes.
Okay, you
yes,
probably go
or-
through dispatches and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then she's not gonna do that in the hall. She's gonna go to her quarters and do that. So
Okay. give me a control security for that, or
Okay,
yeah. Control
that makes
security.
sense.
Doing some.
I can't
some
tell if
research.
my stuff's selected.
Oh, no,
is the
reason.
sheet different?
Reason security.
Is the sheet different for you guys?
No, it's the same to me.
Mine's different.
Maybe your monitor settings got wonky.
No, my monitor is the same everywhere else, but for some reason
Hmm.
the sheet's different, and I can't. I don't know if I'm clicking my stuff. Is what I'm saying. So let me.
Like what?
try.
Colors or layout?
It's colors.
Like she can't. There, it's not high contrast enough for her to tell when an ability is selected.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I see presence.
Okay,
security.
I got it. Oh wait,
Yeah.
I got presence. Okay, what was I supposed to roll?
Reason security
Reason.
or insight. Either one's fine.
Reason. Yeah, insight's probably better.
Mhm.
I'm just literally clicking it multiple times. So
Yeah.
security. Okay, let me try it again. Yay! Okay, I can only. I know if I just make sure I security click.
Yes, you did. You did fail.
Yeah, that's
one
whatever.
critical fail for one, but
Whatever, I'll take it.
yeah. So what you can gather from what you've been able to get is that there has been some. General Martok seems to be advocating that the Federation is weak and that he seems to be joining the Hawk crowd, which doesn't fit General Martok's personality from which you've seen him before.
Okay.
He also
Jovial.
he was more of a Martok was a commoner who rose to the rank of general.
Yeah,
through
he's
his own
really like
action.
humble person for a Klingon.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's never been actively against or antagonistic against the Federation before, but he's now starting to become more antagonistic for some reason.
Influential, yeah.
Yeah. And the one thing that seems weird is that he seems to be working pretty well with the House of Moog, who seems to be also pounding the drums for some reason. Moog. Which doesn't seem to make sense because the leader of the House of Moog is the brother of Worf, who's the only Klingon Starfleet.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be odd. Yeah, that would strike her as odd. I don't think she's ever met Worf, but that strikes her as odd. And probably not his brother either, but yeah, that would strike her as odd.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's just gonna kind of look at all this information, and I imagine that takes her some time anyway. I figure that takes her like an hour or two at least. So she's just gonna basically focus on that.
All right. I'll fast forward this through this a little bit, so we'll get to Kronos. When you arrive in Kronos in a couple of days, you are almost immediately, because Kronos is pretty busy. It's the Klingon, capital. So there's ships flying in and around. You see some Federation ships, you see some civilian ships, and you see lots of trade ships. But you also see lots of, warbirds and birds of prey and cruisers and lots of military activity. But they don't seem to be really, other than the traditional like, hey, Vasquez, this is your berth. Park in this orbit. Everything seems to be normal as you arrive. But almost the moment you get into orbit, you get a communications from the planet. And Terzi, you see it, and it comes from, let's see the name. It's a text wave. It's not like a video. Let me give you the actual text for it so you can relay this. Let me see if I can do this properly.
Oh yeah, nice.
If it's gonna probably screw up all of the camera, or screw up cameras for.
Second.
Let's see, Discord.
It'll only screw up my camera.
Yeah.
That's the way this goes. My camera breaks.
Don't you have Discord on 2 computers, Paul?
I do, but I don't have the other computer on.
Oh, fair enough.
That'll do it.
And you call yourself a nerd.
I turn both on so I can have big giant monitor with.
Yeah, I should probably do that to
I-
alleviate some of the stresses on the server and the CPU.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All right.
every little bit
Give-
counts.
Okay, so this is Dr. Drones. All right, so this is the message you get, Dr. Drones.
Where
Feel
am I
free to
looking? Oh, I see it.
hit this
I got you.
So it's up to you to pass that message along if you want to or not.
There's no signature on it as to who it's from.
Oh, it's from. This is how you pronounce it.
Because we're all about proper pronunciation on this show.
Only for Klingon now. Only for
No, I just need to
Let me-
know how it's supposed to be pronounced so I can screw it up properly.
Yeah.
Let me get a fresh tea. Let me get a fresh tea from the replicator.
Yeah.
If you send me the word, I
Just
Or I
just
can
put it in
warm
the
this one.
microwave.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could warm this one up in the microwave.
I think you have the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
There you go. I get it to you.
Thank you.
I forgot what I was gonna look for.
Oh.
On damn it.
So who else is on the bridge as we're coming in here? And
I think
getting this?
everyone would probably be on the bridge at this
Yeah.
point.
Except for me.
Oh, well,
Always
Yeah,
engineering.
Always in engineering.
But I've got a console up with a camera.
Captain, we've received a message from the House of Koloth inviting us to a feast at Lucaра's Batleth.
The House of Kol. Would I know who the House of Kolath is, and if it would be wise to accept?
It's the
Okay.
house that Baj is a member of.
Right, but isn't she like currently? So I relay that to Baj, and I go, number one, what do you think?
It is my mother.
Very well.
Baj, do you have any members of the house that are named Cho? So they would be Chokolath.
That is one of my cousins. I will do
And
that
when
for you
when he
guys.
went through his emo phase, he was dark chocolate.
Oh, okay.
He's still bitter about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
How would you feel about dinner with your mother?
It would be wise for me to have dinner with my mother, in case she has had any goings on, or any information to share with me.
Is there anything about Klingon custom we should be aware of before we go? It was a invite for the bridge crew. Should the entire bridge go?
Yes.
I would like you to play this one out.
Oh. Yes, you should accept this from my mother, because if you don't, she will be highly insulted.
Very well.
And it would not help me at all, because she's my mother. It's a favor. I understand.
Far be it
Understood.
for me to insult a woman's mother.
It is not.
Jersey, send a reply back to House Koloth saying that we will graciously accept their invite. And was there a time set?
There's not, but the message would have. It's implied that it's going to happen tonight.
Right. Well, in that case,
No, I as soon as Baj said it was her mother, I already accepted on her behalf.
House of Koloth always eats dinner just before dusk. Or no, wait. What's it's dawn?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just before dawn, it's like
No,
it's 6 in the
No,
morning.
Sorry.
I get them switched up too.
And I was getting all messed up. Yeah. No, we always eat about what would amount to an hour before dusk,
very well. In that case, we will.
and blah blah blah. 3 hours.
Very well. Well, crew, make sure to be ready in 3 hours for Klingon dinner with Baj's mother. This should be most interesting.
All right, I'll have Nagata sear my taste buds off.
Yeah, I was just thinking this is a trip to Nagata.
I've actually developed quite a taste for gawk lately, so I'm in.
All right.
If you will excuse me, Captain, I will go change.
Yes. All right. So, since this is actually at about the first hour in, let's take a quick break to get you guys ready, because then we'll come back. We'll have you beam down to the surface. So,
Yeah.
I'll be right back, everybody.
All right.
I keep having to do the card maneuver in this shirt.
You see the beauty of Starfleet.
All right, we return with the crew getting ready to beam down to the. Is that a churro?
No, that was a perfect bar.
Okay. With the crew getting ready to beam down to the planet. I think the whole bridge crew is going, including Nagata and Jumo. So it's pretty easy. The transport's pretty simple. You beam down, and when you beam down, you see the in front of you as you beam down, you see a big volcano that's still kind of like erupting in the distance, and before you is a lake. This kind of greenish lake that sits before you, that stretches out this huge lake. And as you turn around, you see this stoic but large stone building built in the Klingon style. It's the big domes on for roofs, and it's massive. It's very, very old looking building. And beside it are two ginormous statues, one of Kales and one of what is her name? I'm blanking on it. Lucara. Besides this door, and there in front of this door is a very portly man with some furs holding a spear, who's been leaning against the door frame, and he sees you, and he looks up and goes, "Ah, guests, welcome!" And he looks over and he sees Baaj and goes, "Niece, come hug your uncle."
She goes up to him. She hugs him, but also like
headbutts him.
Yeah.
He
that's gonna hurt with that thing.
He laughs a little bit as he does this. Ah, good. You've come. Would you join me as guests for the hunt for our dinner?
What do we hunt today?
I didn't give a name for it, so I'm just gonna call it the.
He just points at Jumo.
I'm just gonna call it. Your universal translators will translate it. We hunt the purple bear.
Yes. She just kind of like y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all. She has purple fur on. We hunt tonight. However, Uncle, my friend, she doesn't say first. She says, my captain here, he is a Vulcan, thus he does not eat meat.
Right. We will have options. However, will you still join us in the hunt, Captain? It would be do us great honor for you to join us.
It would be my honor as a captain of a Starfleet ship to join in this, I'm sure, very rare opportunity.
Very.
Yeah, it would. You would know that almost nobody would be participating in a hunt unless they knew you pretty well. And as you're talking, this
Weathers is gonna be so jealous.
This very standing very tall with like a very rigid posture, with a long kind of black dress, stepping out of the doorway with her head tilted back a little bit as she walks forward and goes, "Daughter."
Mother. Shush. That's a Klingon word for mother, everybody.
Yeah.
There's your lesson for the day. Shush. Poogbay is the word for daughter, by the way.
Poogbay? Poogbay. Poogbach.
Shush.
Honored guests. And then she looks over at the male. Core. Are you bringing them on the hunt? He turns around and looks and goes, "Of course. They are Starfleet. How rare would you get to see a Starfleet hunt a purple bear? And she kind of shakes her head and kind of puts her fingers to temple a little bit and goes, "This is true. Please, don't get them killed." And Cora kind of just...
All right, we brought a doctor.
He kind of goes, "Oh, no worries." And he kind of leans back over, like looks around the corner and pulls out these spears and starts throwing them to each one of you. These long spears that kind of like a flanged top onto them. And even one to you, Baj, and goes,
Yeah.
"Listen, niece, let's just see if you are still as good a hunter as you left, or if Starfleet made you soft."
I take that challenge, Uncle.
Cole under his breath, like off to the side, just like taps on his communicators. Jensen, keep a lock on our signals and be able to beam Nagata and whoever I tell you to sickbay.
All right. So
I turn to Baaj and I ask, number one, what is the protocol with hunting the red bear? We came armed, did we not?
Purple bear.
Yes, the purple bear. Sorry, the translator is on the fritz.
She tells you, she says, this particular creature called I'm trying to make up a Klingon name just right off the bat. So we have her mother's name, and I want to whatever. I'll come up with one later. This particular creature has traditionally in my family been hunted with this spear. This is a spear that is of my family, this specific design. And then she kind of shows you like the finer points of it. And then she says, my family came to power in this region because we were the only ones that could kill this creature. And it is a bit of an environmental hazard if it is not kept in check.
Very well. So it is customary to use these spears.
Yes.
Okay.
Phasers are cheating. Disruptors cheating.
Understood. Secure doesn't like remove his phaser, but like it basically fastens it and kind of hides it behind his back, kind of like kind of fastens it a bit like out of sight. Understood. By the way, the translation for purple bear I put on the Discord there.
Yeah, it's Dok Sud.
That's not what I got.
Yeah,
but...
no, we used two different translators. I used whatever Google has built in and did purple and bear.
Yeah.
But I like his better. It's shorter and easier to say.
Eshkwong? Eshkwong?
I don't know how to write that.
Eshkwong. Eshkwong.
Somebody posted in the
He posted it in.
I may not know all the Klingon yet, but I'm pretty good at pronouncing it.
It's in the Discord.
Yeah, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all pretty much had it. Eshkwong.
Eshkwong. Okay.
Eshkwong. Yeah, that's good.
It's topical because King Kong came out yesterday, right?
Yeah, you're gonna hunt the Kong. All right.
Meyer, I used the same translator.
You did?
Yes.
Didn't do it right.
Did you do yours without caps? Maybe it matters.
I did. Yeah, I did.
All right. So, Core kind of walks you through this. The plan is you have to track the beast, then you have to set up to ambush the beast, and then you will likely have to chase it down. He kind of goes, The Eshkong is a fearsome creature. It does not live in the forest. It lives in the cliffs. You see, it can fly. A giant creature with razor-sharp claws that can glide from cliff to cliff.
Computer, what about this description matches a bear?
None.
Basically, it's a giant bear that has webs as webbing that can allows it to
large
to
size,
kind of
fur,
Yeah.
jaw strength,
yeah.
number of teeth.
I'm imagining like this massive rabid-looking flying squirrel with like a big pot belly.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And bare teeth.
Yeah.
The best way of describing it, how Secure would know it is, it's similar to the
Say a lot.
the Sailot.
The
It's
Sailot.
similar to the Sailot, but it can fly.
Right.
So, which is
SEHLAT in Vulcan, if you needed to know.
it's
Oh no.
it's a thing that
Spock had one
I had a
as
pet one.
Pet. It's a pet.
Yeah.
They keep him as pets, but they're
they're
like
huge.
basically like giant bears with like saber teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's similar. I guess it's similar to that, but it probably has like those you said those webs.
Webs. Yeah.
Like a squirrel does, like
Yeah.
a flying squirrel.
Hmm.
And it's
Sugar glider, but this one is more like a
And
meat glider.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Its
meat
limbs-
glider.
Its limbs are probably like 3 times as long as a normal bear, and it runs more like a spider.
Yeah.
So that it would have the proper skin to actually glide.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually a good point. So yeah, there you go.
There we
There we go.
There's the
We kinda
visual.
got
We
our-
create an interesting character.
I demand
Yeah.
fan art of this beast.
Of the
Yes.
purple bear.
Maybe we could do that one day,
Well,
like
some
winner
kind of
of fan art contest
purple
gets a
webby,
free t-shirt.
purple webby long boy.
Yeah. There we go. We'll get someone to draw this creature. And put it on a shirt. The
I
great-
walk up to
Asian
number one's uncle, and I say, "Very well, we are as ready as I suppose we ever could be."
Number Wunkle.
He slaps you in the back really hard, and kind of goes, "Ha ha! A brave Vulcan. I've always known your people to be up for a challenge. Come, let us begin the hunt." And he kind of leads you into like this area, which is kind of sparsely populated with trees, but these large boulders. I want everyone. This is going to be a bit of it's kind of like a gated challenge where everyone has to kind of give me a test, but you only need a certain number of successes to be able to. Everyone in the group needs to do a certain number of successes in order for it to happen. So if you have 3 successes, then you succeed individually, but the entire group needs to get at least 2 successes for it to be successful. Even if you fail,
2 people in the group need to succeed as the group.
Yeah, for the group.
Okay.
So
Can I use my telepathy to, somehow
yeah, I'll give you
scan for like the aggression mental brain patterns of this beast?
what I'll give you is a advantage for using your telepathy for this one. But everyone needs to roll. Core kind of like puts his hand on the ground and he says, "We are looking for its tracks. Look for splayed claws that leaves these marks along the rock." And I want everyone to give me an insight, either science or security. And difficulty is 3.
Difficulty is what?
3.
3.
So, okay.
Yes.
Just
You have
double
advantage.
checking. Nope. None of these focuses apply.
So,
Okay.
task roll 3.
And you can use either insight, either security or science.
1.
Any complication range?
1.
It would be task roll 2, but yeah, a complication range is normal.
Yeah. Task roll 2, difficulty 3,
Yeah.
complication range.
Where do you set difficulty again?
Yeah, you cannot.
You don't set difficulty. I just
That's
give you-
difficulty.
I tell you.
It's just something that needs to be said out loud. It's not a
Yeah.
thing that needs to be
Okay.
accounted for.
All right. Task roll 2.
Uh,
Oh yeah, and I get to roll twice and use the better? Or how does
You get a
I
focus.
mean, you said advantage. Okay,
Focus.
he's giving you focus. He
Yeah.
said advantage. But
Ah.
I am going to use my Medal of Honor momentum on this and get an extra die out of it.
Okay.
Because I have it, so why not
Yeah.
use it? So I get task roll 3. And I still fail.
All right. Let's see if Jumo does it. Okay, so you got Jumo and
Even with a
Fail.
focus, I failed. This is an elusive beast.
it is. That's the reason why only the House Koloth could kill it. Okay, Jumo. What was that?
Only the house calleth and evidently a Vulcan as well, because I got 2 successes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got 2 successes too. I thought we were supposed to
It's
get 3.
You're supposed to get 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it's
never mind.
insight.
Well, Buster got 3.
that's
Yeah.
right. Well, she is
In-
house
in
co-op
character.
after all. Yeah.
God, if I failed
No.
it, I would have been sad.
And then who's the other one?
Core.
Where is he? Why am I not seeing him?
If you guys don't, and if anybody doesn't realize, Core is a Dahar master
Mm-hmm.
and one of the original series Klingons.
Yep.
So
Oh, him.
Yeah,
Yes,
he was
Core.
in a couple episodes of DS9 too.
Mm.
he found the,
Nagata.
what do you call it? He found the Sword of
Sword of
Kalos
Chaos.
with Worf
Yeah.
and Jadzia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just charge. You
All
were
right.
like, yeah, Jadzia.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
For some reason, that made the idea of a cowboy Klingon pop into my head, and I'm just thinking, Kapla!
Kapla. I say that
Well,
sometimes.
Texas
on stream.
Texas is
Kapla.
the what 23rd Great Klingon House or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I always say. I'm like,
yeah.
like Texas is the 26th house of a great house.
Yeah.
There's a target my boat.
Where is? I thought I had a.
Get along, little Targy.
I can
I
roll
had-
for Core.
Oh,
I
no,
bet he
I-
has
I got
better
it.
stats. Oh, okay.
I'll roll for him here using his stats. He's also going to have advantage, and I'm going to have him roll.
Yeah, so he would use the focus. I should have used the focus for that, but oh well.
Ooh, he still fails. All right.
Ah,
So what we're gonna do is, you manage to track it down, but it's in an inopportune position. The only way you can approach it is in a way that will allow it to escape. So you've managed to, Baaj is the only one who manages to find it and manages to find it where it's leading. But it leads to the edge of a cliff where like the cliff comes down and then it's on the other side. And what did you describe it as? It's like a spider with like fur and it has like the webbing in between, but like a bear head. With
Yeah, like
claws.
long spider legs.
Yeah.
But only 4 of them.
Yeah. And it's kind of like low to the ground as it's kind of like scuttling around, and it doesn't quite see you yet. But if you startle it, it might be able to escape in a direction that would be hard for you to catch up to it. And so Core kind of gathers you together and goes, "We need to position ourselves to attack it at once, as one mind, as one spear."
what kind of like footpath? Like, where can we get? Like, do we have spaces to maybe like sort of have a flank and then like a front attack? Okay.
There's a couple of things, but I'm going to have you guys, this is where we get to the next challenge. I'm going to have you guys do a setup, so either control and command at difficulty 2. Only need to succeed 2 of them.
So control and command.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to use a focus, you can. Just got to explain it how. This is the idea is like you're trying to see the pathways and you're trying to coordinate. It's like, okay, who goes first, who doesn't, that kind of thing.
I'm gonna say I'm using a focus because it's survival, and
Nope.
this
Yeah.
is literally what she was raised to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my team dynamics focus.
Okay.
Cole
go
is
for it.
only like half engaged in this whole thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a spear. People are probably going to die.
So task roll 2, I guess.
Yeah, task roll 2. Oh,
Oh, nice.
there's the commander coming out with the command. I say this was
The commander succeeded at or the captain conceded at a control command check.
Yeah.
Shock.
Big surprise.
Control command. Focus used. Yes.
News at 11. Cole succeeds at reason engineering.
There we go. That's all you needed, but I'll do the other guys just in case you guys get more, get some stuff for this one. We've got Jumo. Jumo succeeds too.
Nice.
And then
Well, he is Vin Diesel.
He is Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
He's literally Vin Diesel in the tightest like star uniform like shift you can
Yes.
get.
Yes. We decided that if
He
this,
heard,
if this was
he heard
if
we
this,
were going hunting. He caught the spear and just flexed his shirt off.
and Nagata doesn't do well.
He's
But
got fitness 13.
so Ensign Diesel Jumo goes kind of and Secure kind of both point out, and Jumo's like, if Cole, you and Terzi go there, and Dahl, you and Baaj and go there, we can work this out. So you managed to kind of find it so you have a way that every one of you can attack
Right.
at once at the right countdown. And so Secure is going to do the countdown, and then we're going to have everyone do a fitness security at difficulty 2.
If we all go for its legs, then it won't be able to escape.
Could I say maybe daring security for what we're
I
doing?
will let you do daring security for this one, yes.
Thank you.
Can I justify the
equally
use
bad
of
at
a
both.
composure focus?
Yes, I can compose focus, because you have to be kind of coordinated and that kind of stuff, so.
Thank you for asking, because I'll use composure.
What are you going to say, Dahl?
Yeah, Cole
I'm
just, like,
equally bad at both, so
Yeah.
this will be. Wow. Okay.
And you still succeeded!
I did not.
I'm not even going to do the rest. All right. So, actually, I'll do it just because.
Barge really succeeded. She is the best at this.
Hey, Nagata succeeded to this too!
Cole just trips and like almost stabs his own foot.
Did I pop
Oh my
out
God.
on accident?
I will be right back. I have to.
Okay.
Girl
Go.
stuff.
Go.
Also, Jumo should have the value. I don't have friends. I have a family.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
That's a Vin Diesel quote from Fast and
Yeah, that would make sense too.
Of course it
I
is.
can't seem to pull up his character sheet though.
You pulled him up on my sheet, so I'll just
Yeah.
roll for him.
Yeah, go for it. It's-
Fitness security.
Focus. Yes.
Go.
No. Nothing. All right.
I don't know how you pulled him up on my sheet.
I can show to players is what I
Okay.
can do, but I couldn't do the other one. All right, so everyone now is going to, you all leap at the same time. So it tries to fly away, but let's see, Baaj, Jumo, or Nagata, Terzi, and
Me.
Dahl managed to land on the legs and just kind of pulled it down with the spears. So you can hold it down on the ground. So now it's up to... Go ahead.
Can I make a suggestion that the spears are designed in such a way that they have a flat on them, so you stab it through the webbing and it pins the webbing to the ground?
That's the plan. Yeah, it actually just flats out like that. So like splinches out. So it's flailing out and releases this as it's trying to like get back and swipe at you, and it's flailing around a little bit. Now you have to kill it. So
Baj will do that.
okay, this is a
Like,
difficulty. Everyone can try this, but it's difficulty 1.
I do that,
and
DM.
It's daring security.
Well, I want to do it like I want it to be like a quick death, like it's
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Like she's put it, she doesn't want it to suffer.
Yeah, you do need to succeed 4 times. So if you succeed,
What is this?
It's daring
Control
think-
security?
I think
daring
it makes
security.
sense that that
Can be
Cole's
fitness security as well.
complicated failure on the last one means he
Oh, okay.
like tripped and isn't in a position to try.
No, so Cole is out.
Can I buy die?
Yes, you can. You have to give me threat as a result.
Yeah, because we don't have any
we don't-
momentum right now.
No.
We don't?
No, we do. You have
Oh no,
one momentum.
one.
because you
We have
succeed.
one momentum, so you can buy
Yeah.
one die.
How do we only? I've like succeeded like with a 3 at least twice.
Well,
Yeah,
the
but
first one was
time
difficulty 3,
3, yeah.
so there was no extra.
Oh,
on the
I
first one.
see. I see. Okay.
And
I'm gonna do
Meyer,
that. but
actually,
I'm
you have
also
2
gonna-
because Meyer also got 1 earlier. So there's 2 for the command control or the control command.
Okay.
So you have 2.
But that still means you can only buy one.
Buy 1 die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'll buy it. And then I'm making sure that my focus is on this. Got it.
Yeah.
So one, like she just basically like comes down, like she ends up getting like taking some height again, like she gets off, like she had run up like a cliff, like basically as soon
Parkour!
as y'all got it down. Yeah, exactly. She like runs up like a small like rise in the cliff or whatever nearby, that's just perfectly and narratively positioned like right above its heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then she basically just like takes the spear and she just she just jumps off like maybe a story or 2.
Mm-hmm.
And comes down and like drives
On
it
top
down
of it.
into right in where whatever its vital like heart like organ is. So it's an instant kill.
You instantly kill it, and Kor kind of like retracts his spear and goes, "Ha ha! Oh, you haven't lost it, have you?"
Why would I ever, Uncle? Now, let us get this back to the home and to Mother. Now, I will advise all of you, since you are not aware of this, you did kill this in the honor of the Lady of House Koloth, my mother, for inviting you here in the first place. So it is customary that we need to skin these furs, at least the best part of the fur, which is here. And she shows you on the animal, like, where, like, the most luxuriant of the fur is. And then she tells you, this is for her. We are to present it to her as her trophy.
So Jersey takes off a batleth and starts skinning it.
Yeah, and I had like, and then like, and the other thing is like as they're doing this, like Baj just sort of like touches the creature like at like what would be an equivalent of its like right between its eyes, and she just sort of she like shuts its kind of if it has eyelids, she sort of shuts it, and then she just like sort of quietly thanks it for the bounty and that her family looks forward to fighting the next of its generation.
I will take a step back and observe as they continue with this display.
Yeah.
Cole will take a step back and expressly not observe.
Just looking away.
And I imagine
Is
is it light enough for all of us to carry, or do we like bring something to help us carry it, like a wagon?
All of you can carry it. I mean, Kor can probably carry it on his own. It's heavy, but like you or Kor or Sakir could probably carry it.
Baj would carry the animal herself, just because she's the one who made the kill.
Who made the kill?
It's got hollow bones. That's how it can fly.
Yeah, it's hollow bones.
Oh,
It's very heavy,
it's
but
light.
Welcome to Vasquez Lore Builder.
yes. All right.
the gliding
So
purple spider bear of Kola.
of House Koloth. So you
A
you all
polar bear, if you will.
you manage to skin it very well, and you bring it back, you waiting there for you at the door is the same lady who sees you approach, and she shouts out, "You brought your uncle back alive! What a shame!"
Baj just kind of looks at Kor and just laughs.
Yeah.
She always wants you to die. You must have been terrible as a child.
Well, I did try to kill her many times. In honorable combat, and only after she married Koloth.
Baj at first she kind of laughs about this, but then it makes her think about her killing her brother, and she's not quite sure if her mother has. So she hasn't maybe had a chance to tell her mother about that. So kind of makes her think about that. And she just is like,
So
And then
she extends her arms out. The lady of House Koloth extends her arms out to come in and goes, "You are successful. Where is my prize? And she looks at you,
I
secure.
I step
hand
forward.
Secure the
Yeah.
belt.
I take the pelt from Terzi and I say, "Thank you, Terzi." I walk forwards and I go towards the to her and I say, You honor us with your presence, Madam of the House of Koloth. We present to you this pelt as a gift for graciously inviting us to dinner."
I welcome you into my house and accept this gift with great honor. And you see, like, as she says this, like, her expression changes, her posture changes. It's almost as if she went from being normal to being into more political mode. You can, like, recognize this pretty quickly as, like, the manner of a good diplomat or a good politician. And she smiles and says, come in and enjoy the fineries of House Koloth. And inside you see, it's like most Klingon abodes, it's very Spartan, but it has lots of, like, trophies.
Purple?
Lots of purple. Lots of purple everywhere. But it is...
I wonder why.
But it's like bare walls with, like, trophy heads or purple fur. Like, it's like, they've done
Like a
no...
Klingon hunting lodge.
Yeah. It basically, it's very, very, very basic.
Any purple bear heads?
Yes, lots of them.
Any how big was the one we killed compared to the ones that I see around me?
So most of them, it's about the same size. The one that you see, there's one that's at kind of like inside this big hall where there's food being laid out and everything. At the very end, there's this huge one that's like 4 times the size as the one you killed. That's hanging on the wall. And there's its pelt that's about the same size. That's like strung out, like pinned against the wall. Is like in tight against the wall, and it looks old. It looks well taken care of, but it looks old.
That must tell quite a story.
Yes.
Look up to the giant head and the pelt, and I look towards Baaj and her mother. But I'm
That is
sure for another time.
It is simple. It is the first that our ancestors killed. We've preserved it these many, many generations as a symbol of our house. We are keen hunters, as your James T. Kirk had found out.
Indeed, Starfleet does have many documents about James T. Kirk and his exploits with the Klingon Federation.
Poor father. He was always so regretful he did not get to have hand-to-hand combat with Captain Kirk himself. Ship to ship, but he never got to hand-to-hand.
Is Buster's father... is Baj's father alive?
No.
No, he's dead.
No, okay.
He's he was like he was in the Trouble for Tribbles. He was a Klingon in the Trouble for Tribbles episode. One of the Klingon, but he's the captain.
He was the captain
that,
of that ship.
Mm.
So
yeah, and he was somebody that was supposed to be like in the more deeper canon, as if they had done him more. He was supposed to be like sort of the Klingon equivalent of Captain Kirk, like sort of his rival, like both like in a professional sense as as warriors and whatnot in military, but also like in kind of that sex appeal sense.
Right.
That was actually that's actually like what was planned for the show.
Well, number one, I'm sure you already know, and I know it's not necessarily the same, but Starfleet does have extensive records of Captain Kirk's martial prowess. If you ever wanted in the future to fight in the name of your father against Kirk, the holodeck is always open for you, for training purposes, of course.
They were father's glory, not my own.
And Core in the background goes, but the holodeck is so hollow.
Speaking of,
like
Indeed.
Everyone kind of stops for a moment, and even the lady She kind of looks at you and goes,
Shulaka.
Shulaka looks at you and goes, Captain, are you feeling okay?
Forgive me, I am trying something new.
A laughing Klingon.
Inside check.
Vulcan.
Yeah.
What like
Vulcan. Oh,
yeah,
give
like this
science
completely throws me by surprise, and I want it.
medicine. Give me a
Yeah.
a
Raj
medicine.
just gives Nagata like a looks at him like we're going to speak later.
Give me a. It's a medicine. Let me pull up.
An insight.
Insight. Yeah, I think that's those two work together. Yeah, insight medicine.
Okay.
Difficulty 3. So you have to spend
3.
You have to spend, or you can get a success.
Don't have a focus on this, but what does my telepathy does it do anything? It just gives me access to this, I guess. Yeah.
It wouldn't necessarily give it to you because he's got barriers
He's
upon
got-
barriers, which you couldn't get through. But not
I'll
without
spend
actively
one
trying to.
momentum.
Okay.
I don't want to go full bore, so he will know that I'm trying to pierce it. But if I just happen to, so I'll take it.
Psionic counter.
Yeah. No. It seems off, but you can't tell if it's an act because you also know that the captain is a diplomat. That's his main strength. Is before commanding the Vasquez is that he was assigned for a lot of diplomatic duties. So.
Cole is specifically thinking about the moment back on DS9 as well, and just kind of looks very serious, which is not his normal.
Yeah.
Like, Cole's
Okay.
generally a pretty laid back dude, but this is like,
All right. So the I always forget her name. It's Shulaka. Says, please join us at our table. And as you sit down, you see Gok, but not just Gok. You see fruits and berries and vegetables. And eventually they bring out the creature that you had killed, which is, been cut up into different pieces. Is this like very fine, like it falls off the bone as you pull it apart. It's not what you're used to with Klingon cuisine. You're used to hearing or thinking about just like the moving, living things, but not, this is very different.
yeah, Cole's into the cooked meat.
Yeah.
It's like a pulled bear.
Yeah. And
There's
as
blood,
you're
I imagine there's plenty of blood wine.
lots of blood wine, pouring. It's
But-
coal. It's the core, Shulaga, and the rest of you guys who are all there and sit. And you see people coming and going, or Klingons coming and going and delivering wine and stuff like that. And as you were eating, Core or Shulaga turns to you, Baj, and goes, "You know I invited you here more than just to see you again. Though it is good to see you again, daughter."
As it's a laugh. I don't know why I'm so nervous today. Okay. Okay.
Don't worry, we're not all staring at you.
It's all in my mom.
Hold
you
on.
know?
Let's do this. Let's do the new thing. Let's do the new thing. Here we go.
Oh,
New thing. Look at me.
Do it.
There we go. I don't know what. It's just a frozen image of Baash.
Oh, no.
Give it a thumbs up,
Perfect.
though.
Go with it.
Way earlier.
There we go. All right. So she goes, you know I invited you here more than just to see you again.
Yes, Mother, I have been called back to the Empire to answer for cowardice. I was hoping you would have more information for me before I face the High Council.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. You see, the claim of cowardice comes from House Moog, Kern of House Moog. He claims to have a witness of your cowardice.
Who?
It has not been revealed yet. He said he will reveal it in front of you at the council in 2 days. You hear Core on the other side say, "It is a claim it's a dishonorable claim," as he slams the desk, or the table, and goes, "It will bring shame upon your house."
Gowron has had a doubt for me since I refused his marriage proposal. He will stop at nothing, I suppose, at this point to have what he wants.
Yes, I believe, Cork speaks up. I believe this is the case. Gowron, he seems to be the one behind all of this. And, Shulaga looks at the rest of you and goes, and this will bring dishonor to Starfleet as well. And then looks back at you, Baj, and goes, every record that exists says you acted in honor, that you saved Klingon lives. But Gowron wants to put this matter to an end. So that is why you've been recalled, to defend against yourself against these accusations before the High Council.
Of course. Well, I will do my best to honor myself and my house. But mother, uncle, you know that I cannot stand down from Gowron any longer. I am ready to end this feud that he so much wishes to believe exists between the two of us.
Give me an insight. I think insight command, or is it? Yeah, insight command. Give me an insight command.
Do I need to focus for this?
No focus. This would be difficulty 1.
Okay. Oh, I rolled 3 times, but it worked.
Yeah, you should have done it. So you got 2 more.
Yeah.
2 more momentum back. You can tell that that your mother is holding something back. She keeps trying to say something and then stopping herself.
Is it something that I can tell, like, she would rather say in private to me?
Possibly.
Or is it...
It seems like she's catching herself, just stopping to say it in the first place.
Okay,
but then,
Baj is gonna see this and just say, "What, mother? I see that look upon your face."
We may have sources in House Moog. It is not very Klingon. But we have someone inside House Moog who may wish to speak to you.
When can I do that?
They are very paranoid. We can speak to you as of tomorrow, but there are some very specific conditions that they would need to meet before you can talk to them.
What
must
are
be
those conditions?
Well, you must place a transmitter with a very specific code at the central fountain of Hevektar. Then you will meet this warrior in an alleyway just off the central corridor. You must clear this corridor that is only you to be there. And make sure that no patrols see you or interact with you. Then he will arrive.
I will consider it. I will sleep on it later.
But enough of this serious matter. Honored guests, you honor us with your presence. Thank you for joining. You may stay here overnight and enjoy the festivities as we sing and eat and celebrate the honor of House Koloth with us.
Let us enjoy ourselves before things get too serious.
Yeah. several cups of blood went in.
Cole has
And-
undone his.
Yeah, he just yeah.
And you know, as this happens, you know, as this conversations start flowing, I'm just gonna lean over to Cole and ask, and go, I can tell it's a very fine fur, but does it have to be the grundle area?
That's where the best meat comes from, friend.
In a typical Vulcan fashion, Secure has like, you know, the fruits and berries or whatever that was you know, like he can eat, but he's kind of like just like basically forked with it, you know, and moved it away. Because Vulcans are like that. And then you shouldn't invite a Vulcan to dinner because you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
It is a formality in so many cultures.
Yeah. I think Sakir, being a diplomat, though, would have known enough that knows how to be polite about it rather than being super logical about it.
Of course. I dished just enough to make it look like I've already eaten.
Yeah.
Or I've eaten some of it. I've kind of like parted the food so it looks like, you know, like leftovers.
All right. So do you guys want to stay in House Koloth for the night, or do you want to go back to the ship?
Depends on how drunk I get.
It's up to you how drunk you want to get. They are not like every time you drink a couple of sips of your blood wine, someone comes back and refills it. It's
It's very Slavic.
Honestly, Cole probably takes it a little bit easy because he's secretly keeping an eye on the captain.
okay.
Because he's worried, but not enough to say anything.
After the incident before the meal, Secure hasn't necessarily done anything out of character since then. He's basically back to being a snooty Vulcan. He hasn't eaten, he hasn't laughed again, but he's basically been engaging in conversation with whoever's been talking to him during the meal.
Okay, then probably after like an hour, Cole would then dip into the wine a little heavier.
Okay. So
Jersey doesn't touch that shit.
Sorry,
Dulls
I got
the
a
senses.
text from Starfleet. So.
all right. So the night goes on. The food is eaten. The blood wine is drunk. You all wake up in.
I probably like give some of you drunkenly a tour of the house.
Yeah.
Like show you like there's like a room like with some tapestries that like like Klingon tapestries that like tell like I'm like, and this is when one of my ancestors had a really good time and ended up accidentally, you know, becoming leader of XXX. Like they did some great heroic deed, but they were like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is when they burned down the city of when they won a great battle against someone. I don't know who. It's just they won. Kabla! You know, kind of thing.
You know, back on Earth, a cow once burned down a whole city. Kicked over a lamp.
I'm sure they crowned it leader of your people at the time.
No, it was a couple hundred years later when we had a cow for a leader.
Ah,
This cow must be a fearsome beast.
Not really. We like cheeseburgers.
All right. So let's fast forward this a little bit because so the next day you got a call from the Vasquez, and asking you to report in. The comm badges are a little more annoying, I should say. They give a little bit more of a headache when they go off.
Well, let me see if I can boost it.
Except for Sakir and Terzi, who didn't really drink. So,
I mean, Baj drank, but she's not feeling bad.
She's Klingon. Yeah.
This is her. This is like normal. This is
All right.
her normal.
So you You got a comm from the ship. This is Johansson. To the away team, just checking in. We haven't heard anything about you from the previous evening.
We got drunk.
Away team, this is secure. We are currently at House Koloth. Everything is nominal at the moment. We'll keep you posted.
Nagari shouts from the side room, "It's copacetic, man!"
He goes, that's great, sir, but we're getting a comm from Chancellor Galron, who wishes to speak to you, Captain.
To me specifically, or to my first officer?
To you specifically.
Very well. Patch it through.
And patches it through to your room. And Garon looking at you and goes, Captain Sakir!
Gowron.
I have been told you have arrived. How did you enjoy your night at House Koloth?
It was a most memorable experience.
Good, good. I hear you are here to defend the Federation's honor.
We are here to defend the honor of my first officer, who happens to, at this moment, be intertwined with the Federation.
You don't understand, Captain. The accusation is to your Commander Ba'ash, but it is also to your cowardice. Your crew has been charged with violating the treaty, which is a very serious charge.
So we have allegedly been, however, we've yet to, I suppose, all this will come to light during the trial, but do you not think that this is perhaps maybe a, for lack of a better word, a fool's errand? During the events on the Herc planet, we saved many Klingons.
Yes, that is what our reports say. But I have not known House Moog to make such accusations lightly.
Well, neither do I. However, you would know more than myself. Do you have any, perhaps, information that might be useful to us during these trials?
I would suggest talk to... I forget his name. Let me pull it up. I know it's not Core, but it starts with a K. There are a lot of Ks in this one.
Well, it's the Klingons. Everybody's
Kern.
a K.
Yeah.
Kern.
Talk to the leader of House Moog, Kern.
Kern. Very well. Is there any other particular reason why you called me this morning?
Just to check upon you, Captain. I know you Vulcans do not always enjoy Klingon hospitality.
As a Starfleet ambassador, I am well accustomed to Klingon affairs.
Good.
But I do appreciate your concern.
Glory to you and your house. And then he hangs up. There's something
Secure house.
As the
Something.
as he hangs up, Secure just no one's in the room, yes?
No, just you.
Secure just smashes his glass over the table as it hangs up on him like that.
Okay.
There's a loud noise, but yeah.
Okay. Your emotions run rampant a little bit because you can tell that he's fucking with you. He's messing with you. He intentionally called you to mess with you.
And he hung up before I could.
Yes. So angry.
Yes, he just smashed the glass. Well,
All
then.
right. Let's fast forward through this a little bit. You guys managed to wake up. What is your plan?
My plan is to reconvene with Ba'aj, and she would know more than I what the proceedings are with this trial.
Before we do that though, explain to me like what was the thing? I have to place a transmitter.
Yeah, a
Basically, you
transmitter.
have to dead drop to talk to a spy.
Yeah, you're basically you're dead dropping like a little transmitter that will like send out a specific code that the informant will pick up, and then they will meet you at a certain specific place. But you have to place it on the fountain at the city in order for them to even come to you.
And to make sure that no patrols see it happen.
Yeah, and clear out an alleyway where you normally meet.
And
So
this was a plant in the House of Moog, correct?
yes, this is an informant in the House of Moog. Yeah, they're super paranoid though, because as you know, Klingons don't exactly spy. I mean, they do, they can, and they have, but they tend not to like to doing it in their own people.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
kind of where she's torn. Is like, should she do it? You know. Anyway.
Cole is making sure to get all of the logs from the Tusik
Okay.
because
For-
it was on planet for these events.
Yeah. Tersey, anything you want to do?
Just hanging out with the crew, waiting to see where we end up.
And Arn?
Trying to figure out if they have a version of Bloody Mary just to get rid of the hangover.
More blood.
More blood wine.
Bloody blood wine.
Yeah, fight fire with fire. Got it.
It's more blood wine with what looks like a celery stalk in it, but it's actually just a green bone.
Yeah.
From the thing we killed, yeah. It's like the customary drink after. It's like the Klingon brunch the next day, you know.
It's like sliced off at both ends, and the marrow has sort of seeped into the blood wine, so there's a little skin on top.
Ooh, tasty.
Oh Lord, we are so. but yeah. So I guess what was it? Sakir, you wanted to come see me?
Yeah.
Yes. I would first of all calm you, and I would have calmed you beforehand. I wouldn't have just gone into your quarters.
Right.
Calm yourself.
The details of this kind of accusation, like all Klingon trials, is you can try to prove your innocence, or you can kill them. Either way works. You know.
Oh, she's so gonna kill me.
You volunteer for that one?
Trial by wombat. I mean, combat.
And it could be like, for instance, for like, there's two separate accusations. There's one against Baaj specifically, and one against the Vasquez. So the one that Baaj has to stand for is similar, but both of you are being put on trial.
Right.
And so Baaj could clear her name, but also Sakir could also clear the name. If Baaj clears her name, doesn't necessarily mean that Sakir clears the name of the Vasquez, and they hold Sakir more accountable since he's the captain.
Right. Okay. So if we're, I guess we're meeting now.
Yeah.
Are we?
For the trial?
No.
We're meeting to hang out and talk to each other.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, number one.
Captain.
So it is this morning. It has once again come to my attention that these trials are not just for yourself, but also for the Federation, especially the Vasquez.
Yes.
How are you planning on proceeding with these challenges?
I do not know yet, because I do not know what this witness has to say, Captain. This could be anything, but my mother did tell me of someone who wishes to meet with me from House Moog, who I must place to, she just re-explains the thing. I must do these things in order to meet with this person. But it is not well looked upon for Klingons to spy on other Klingons. That is something the House of Duras and other like houses would do.
Is this characteristic of your mother to make you do such a thing?
Is this something my mother's known to do, DM?
She is a political animal, so she will use those sources to. She doesn't like doing it, but she does it. She's very good at it. It's what kept House Koloth, even after House Koloth's death, is essentially her ability to politic pretty well, which includes using some
Yeah.
underhanded tactics when she has to.
Right, but she's the kind of person who would do it for the right reason, not necessarily for like personal gain.
Exactly. Yeah, she wouldn't want to use it unless it was absolutely necessary.
And her hesitation is a little influential on me because it seems like it could be personal gain. Because that maybe why she was holding back from saying it, and also because she doesn't want me to get involved in stuff. So anyway, so she's gonna live this back in character. I'm just not sure if it is a wise thing for me to do.
That is understandable given the Federation's directives as well on these matters. You may be separate from the Federation, however, you are also my first officer, and many of the things you do can and do still come back to me at the end of the day. I was thinking about Klingon proceedings this morning, and as I recall, trial by combat is something of a regular occurrence within your legal proceedings. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I was pondering whether or not it might be worth maybe perhaps passing it on to them, but trying to make it seem as if it was perhaps their idea to maybe perhaps kill two birds of prey with one stone, so to speak. If we don't challenge them to a trial by combat battleth to battleth, however, with the Vasquez and you in it against maybe perhaps one of their ships.
Risking the Vasquez. Wait, are you I'm sorry, out of character. Are you suggesting that we like do a ship-to-ship battle?
I am indeed suggesting that we do a ship-to-ship battle. Otherwise, the Klingon Federation will forever harangue the Vasquez and she will never be safe. We can, of course, evacuate all non-essential personnel before the encounter, but I do not feel as if we will be let off the hook unless we do something.
And the charges are casting aspersion against the entire crew of the Vasquez. That's an out of character note, but
Yeah.
That is true.
Captain. That is complicated because of the fact that many people's lives would be in danger because of decisions made by the command crew. But I suppose it is best that we get information about what this trial, we go to the trial first and let it begin to play out before we make any decisions like that. But if we decide that that is, I know that there are ways that between myself and even my mother, we could get the council to believe that that is the best way to do things.
You've never been one to be averse for combat before, number one.
I am torn between a father who was a great captain and a great warrior who would take the chance to win a trial by combat, as well as a mother who is a deft politician, Captain. I know that normally combat is not something I stray away from, but whatever is happening is all motivated by someone who I rejected romantically. So I don't know what my own terms are in this position yet, but I will find them.
Very well. Well, I have laid down perhaps maybe my preferred strategy on this. However, as I said before, you are playing the lead on this one, number one.
Yes,
If you need me, I'll be in my quarters.
thank you, Captain.
I just turn over and go away.
So what's the plan? Are you gonna try to?
I'm afraid it's gonna be a trap. Can
It's
I
a
do?
tarp.
Can I do something to possibly get any hints about that? Because I would really like to. I don't want to walk into doing that and it be some trap to like. It's like something that's
Give
it's
me
the red-
threat, and I can tell you.
How much threat?
2.
How much? Well, I can't ask you how much threat you have.
She
I
asked.
always start with 3.
She-
So
She asked Badge at the table, yes? Like, so everybody heard?
Yeah,
Or
everyone
was that
heard it.
just like a...
everyone heard
okay.
it. So everyone had heard that there is an informant in the house of
Let me
Mode.
approach this way. I would like to go speak with Terzi.
Okay.
Wait, how would you know that Terzi... I mean, like, how would you know that Terzi knows anything about spying? I mean, I guess
We've
he...
established that
You
you
told
and Badge
her.
know.
You told her, Secure.
Yeah, yeah,
All
that
right.
was a secure tell.
Yeah, that was you telling because at some point you were like, you said anything anything that I'd know, Baj would know as well because first officer sort of thing.
Yep.
Yes.
It's one of his values. He trusts me implicitly.
Yeah.
That can always change depending on, you know, the weather. But,
Can, but
The shade of the bear's fur, as it were.
she's gonna go see Terzi, and
Okay.
yeah, she'll basically like knock your quarters.
I
or where
answer.
you are. She's gonna come in and she's gonna shut the door, and she's going to say, Terzi, I know you overheard last night's conversation between my mother and I.
Yes.
Did you work on it? Did you look into it, or should we have that conversation now?
We should have that conversation now.
So I would like to look into this person and who this could possibly be, and I have several hours to do so.
So
What do you want to do?
you have this transmitter?
Yeah, I guess there's somewhere. I probably had it in my room. My
Yeah.
mom you put it in my
She
room
gave
for
it to
me.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
I put it
brought-
under your pillow.
I knew to bring it with me. It's like, yeah, here. You know.
Well, let's take a look at that.
Okay.
Should we do this on ship systems or should we do this here?
Should we do it where?
Basically,
Like-
she's asking if we should be doing this on the ship, or do you think it would be secure to do it here?
I think our absence would be noticed and probably cause more problems than it would save by looking into it here.
Fair enough.
All right. So what are you looking at it for, drones? Terzi?
What is it? Just at,
Okay.
at face value, what is it?
Face value, you actually recognize it more than you realize. This isn't
Okay.
this isn't a Klingon transmitter. This is something that is given to Starfleet operatives who are in deep cover, or to people who are Starfleet intelligence informants. It's a very basic piece of technology that has been stripped of everything Starfleet in terms of insignia on it, but you've used these many times before.
He knows, you know.
You know?
You know?
It doesn't look like Klingon technology. You've never seen something that even Klingons would use, or anything like this that was be used by the Tel Shiar or the Obsidian Order or the Klingon intelligence agencies, anything like that.
Tal Shiar's a myth.
Okay.
Yes.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so not only is he a spy for House Koloth, he's a spy. So, very interesting.
And whether
From
you
my
tell me this
past-
or not is up to you.
Not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to remind you, out of character, don't
Not gonna happen.
feel like you got to do anything in particular. Do what you want. Or what's
So, from my knowledge of this, which, you know, I'm more on the user side than the tech side of it, is there any way to find who would be listening for it without triggering?
Yeah. It's very
Okay.
simple. Like it's tuned to a very specific receiver. This is the transmitter. It's a very specific receiver. So only somebody who would have the paired receiver would be able to listen to it. It's a direct, very encrypted direct line, designed to be subtle but powerful So it can reach for most, like a very specific radius. It's not like a subspace transmitter, but it's something that most people wouldn't pick up.
Okay.
So for like a few miles, or like a few hundred miles, or
Like a few
whole
miles.
planet? What are we talking scale? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody would have to be nearby. Very interesting. I think you should definitely investigate this lead.
Like she just kind of looks at you and she's like, "That is all you have? That is all. I mean, how do I investigate a lead like this?"
You use it as instructed. I imagine that any other use of it would pretty much call off the meeting. So if I hit the activate button on it right now, I'd imagine that the person that's expecting it in a particular location would cease to respond to it in the future.
What do you think, Terzi? Should I go?
It's a twofold problem. On one hand, you might gain some insight into the accusations being made against all of us. On the other hand, it could be a setup to make you look like you're the bad guy here. It's a tough choice. If it were me, I'd go.
I will consider it. Thank you, Terzi.
You're welcome.
Leave you to your enjoyment of the estate.
Thank you.
And then she leaves. Yeah, this is tough, man. I don't know if I should do it, you know?
Well, I will say that Sakir was invited to talk with House Moog in a formal manner by the Chancellor. So there are two ways you can go about this. You can try to talk with House Moog directly, or you can try to.
Has the captain revealed that to her,
No.
though?
No, I don't think he has. Not yet, at least.
I think Bosch...
Number one.
Oh. Captain.
It has been made apparent to me that we could go to House Moog and talk to a
Kern.
Kern. Yes, a Kern. Sorry, there's a bit of interference here with the comms. About our current predicament. Would you advise against that?
No, I would advise to do it.
Very well.
Is it a meeting just for you?
I have not yet arranged a meeting with them. I'm not necessarily to... GM, would I be aware of how to communicate among the houses? I mean, like, how would I schedule a meeting? Would I just go to their front door? That kind of thing.
You could call them ahead of time. Like, it's not these houses are public knowledge. Pretty much anyone would be able to calm these specific locations. It's a matter of, or you can just walk up to the door. I mean, either one is fine.
Okay.
Both would be formal ways of doing
Ensign Palmer.
You really want me to pull out Ensign Palma?
Captain, might I, if you have not scheduled a meeting with them, then I would recommend we show in force, unannounced, to throw them off.
Unannounced, you say? Okay. Yeah. I was considering perhaps maybe making an official call-in. However, if the done thing amongst the Klingons are to just go in, then I say we go in.
Bluntness is very Klingon.
Very well. Not now, Ensign Palmer. Belay that order. Secure out.
We should take a close-up of Ensign Palmer one day. Oh my god.
See, this This is where we bring on like some famous person who's actually in Star Trek and have them just do hand puppets the entire time. As
Will Wheaton
as a
just
character.
like
Will Wheaton
Yeah,
come on and just
played by Jeffrey Combs.
yeah, Jeffrey Combs doing the hand
Jeffrey
puppet.
Combs, if you're out there, we would love for you to do a hand puppet for us.
Oh, no, but not hand puppets, like an actual puppet of the character, but it's
on his hand.
surprisingly very accurately voiced. I just can't say why.
The
Thanks,
pips
Jeffrey
worked
Combs.
really well for that.
Jeffrey Combs, you butter my biscuit.
There we go.
He liked my tweet again this week. Like I
Yeah.
said that again, and he liked it again.
Eh.
So
He likes
he and
it.
Jeffrey Combs are really cool. He's into the fact that he butters my biscuit. So, but
All right, so-
yeah, she recommends that to the captain that we just show up.
would you
Alright, so-
suggest that we go in full force, number one, or
Perhaps it is best for just you. No, yes, let's go in force. This may have to do with the entire crew, so let's show up with the entire bridge crew.
very well? Secure the bridge crew. Meet me outside the House Koloth in 5 minutes.
Hi, Captain.
Okay.
I
I'm 2 degrees.
Captain.
Hi,
Oh,
Captain.
Jim,
Side
are
note,
you
I'm
high?
2 degrees of separation away from Anthony.
Before we go do that, though, she's gonna go ahead and take that transmitter to her mother, and she's just gonna hand it to her mother and say, "Mother, I do not wish to walk into something that could only make my life even harder through this trial.
Thank you, Keep.
it is up to you, daughter. I simply wish what is best for the house.
It may be a trap.
It's always a trap.
Then how do you keep out of them?"
Lessons learned from my friend from House Akbar.
She says something to the effect of, if you're always expecting a trap, you can always learn to circumnavigate it.
Okay, she's gonna consider. Now she's thinking about it again. She's gonna pocket the transmitter. She has time.
Come on, Turdsy said do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Because when has listening to Tersey ever gone wrong at all?
So far, never.
To be fair, up
It
to this
often
point,
results in blood loss
For
for somebody.
Tersey has been mostly out of his element in terms of dealing with things. This is the one of the first times that Tersey is literally, this is his job. This is what he does for a living, you know?
Yeah, y'all
Fine,
think
I'll
I
do
just
it.
fill out requisition forms
Fine.
all day as a chief of
Fine.
operations, but it ain't like that.
Okay, between Tersey and her mother, she's gonna go ahead and do it. But we can always
First-
do the direct meeting first. So
Okay. So let's fast forward this to all being transported directly in front of House Moog. And just show up. Like as you show up, like some people kind of scatter in front of the building and go like, ah! And there's a guard at the front gate who sees you beam in and goes, "Who approaches the House Moog?"
barge of House Koloth, as well as the bridge crew of the USS Vasquez.
"What is your business?"
You know what our business is here.
One of them turns to the other one, kind of nods. The other one like kind of walks in through the door. After a few minutes, the other one walks out and kind of nods at the other one, and the one goes, "The leader of House Moog will meet you in the chambers," and directs you to lead you in. One of the guards leads you in. It's similar to the House of Koloth, but it's a little bit more refined. It's got a little bit more decorations to it. The walls have been painted. And they lead you into this, it looks almost like a throne room with some, big fires burning. And you see This Klingon kind of like resting on a throne looks at you and goes, "Welcome, honored guests, and a coward among them."
What right do you have to call me coward, Mo?
I have every right. If
Your
you...
house has been in disgrace for centuries. You only got your honor from political plays with Gowron. Do not pretend as if you are some sort of... I don't know what a word to say. Patach! How dare you regain your honor and then take that, and then in the process use what be how dare you take how dare you regain your honor from Gowron only to play his lapdog in taking down the woman who told him no.
This has nothing to do with Gowron. This has to matters of honor. I have a warrior who saw your treachery at the Herc base, who knows the truth of the Herc and what you did there, and left. And you, Captain, while I do not expect Klingon honor to make sense, I expect you to obey your treaty obligations, and leaving Klingons to die when you could have saved them violates our terms.
I take a step forward and I say, who is this witness?
For his own safety, we have kept him isolated to prevent assassins.
You are so feared of us that you think we would assassinate in this house. When has House Koloth ever been accused or proven to have created an assassination?
Go ahead.
Right, GM, yeah. During all this time, as a telepath, what are the surface thoughts of all these people that I'm sensing?
Okay, so you're looking at Kern.
I'm not probing. It's just the surface thoughts. Does a name pop in? Does he believe that he's telling the truth, or is he lying?
Oh, he's lying. There's something there. He's thinking about how he's going to throw, like, he's basically thinking the Klingon equivalent of Uno reverse card on Ba'aj.
I don't remember in reverse.
It's the idea that like he's going
know
to
you.
you. Basically, there's something in his, like, he doesn't have to think of a name of the person. It's just he has an ace up his sleeve. There's something that he's basically thinking that he has something that he hasn't let on to yet that's going to have him win anyways. He's just playing a game with Baj right now. This all of this is theater.
Well, whoever this witness is, I'm sure that once the truth comes to light, they will, of course, be met with the full force of whatever Klingon laws are there for liars.
And he says something to the effect of, when the truth comes to light, House Koloth will be nothing but a memory of old doddering men.
What kind of men?
Old doddering men.
Doddering, not
Yeah.
doddering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doddering, like
Dotty,
feeble.
like yeah. Don't dawdle.
Old feeble men.
Yes, you wish it to be remembered that way because you and Gowron and many other Klingon men cannot handle hale, hearty women ruling the Empire like it used to be.
Hollow words from a coward. Come 2 days, and we will. I will present my witness, who will destroy you and your house. And looks over
Yeah,
at
without and this is a power move by Baj. This isn't like a threat of fight. I imagine there's weapons in the room, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, of course.
Like there's probably like a sconce next to her with like spears or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she literally in an instant picks up one of the spears and she throws it and like the intent is for it to like
Miss?
the target is literally right next to his head.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll some pretty
She's
daring.
not trying to start a fight. She's
Yeah.
just letting him know she could kill him.
But
I
if
hope
you
don't
if
end
you
up
if you
shooting
crit
slightly to the
fail,
left.
You will hit him.
If she
Yeah.
crit fails, then problem solved.
yeah, just walk out and
New problem created. Initial problem solved.
Well, I imagine I'm gonna do. Can I do like daring security with this? Because that is
Yes,
daring.
this is
move.
definitely daring security. Well, daring security is what
She's
you
really
use
good
for
at throwing
melee.
spears, guys. We found that out.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
crossing my fingers.
Here we go.
Oh no! Wait, no, do that.
How
You
much?
don't
What's
say
my
fingers?
difficulty? What's my difficulty?
It's difficulty 1.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I didn't get a crit fail at least. That
Yeah,
was
if you crit failed, it would have been bad. If you failed, it would have looked weak. If you succeeded, it would look so. You
gotta
like,
take risks, people.
you grab it, you throw it, it kind of sails through the air, and before the guards can even react, it just kind of lands in the wood behind it, next to him. He
Yeah,
doesn't
it's like
even.
inches from the side of his face.
Yeah, and he flinches a little bit, but it's obvious. Like he saw it coming, and initially was like surprised by the movement, and went. But then as he saw it coming, he just stood there and let it, and goes. Not assassins, huh?
No.
Point of order: assassins wouldn't miss.
That is a good point. That's a very good point, Cole. I recommend that you stay sharp tomorrow because any decisions that you make tomorrow against my, or later this week, against my house, if you go forward with this, Kern, I guarantee you, without any doubts in my heart, that you and your house will sorely regret.
Since you had the courage to approach me, I will let you in on a little secret. We are not accusing you of cowardice. We are accusing the head of the House of Koloth of cowardice. You simply are the official head, where your mother holds the place in honor.
Might I interject? You're accusing the head of a house that was not at the place of incidence of the... How exactly is the head of Koloth responsible for the events on the Herc planet?
Tell me, Captain. Tell me. He leans back. Then smiles.
It is a shame that your parents are dead. Both of your parents are dead, Kern. From what I understand.
Whoa, number one.
No, fuck this guy, man. No, let me get to the point. Come on. It is a shame that both of your parents are gone, Kern. From what I hear, they were honorable, unlike their son. And then she leaves. She's out. She's done with his fucking ass. Sorry, I'm mad. I'm hot. Fuck that guy. I don't care. Those guys, y'all can stay there and get more information out of him about it being about my mother. But she's immediately like knows what she's doing now.
Yeah.
We watch Bodge leave, and I just go, well, it was nice to meet you. And I take 2 steps back while still facing him and go, and I just leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
You follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that also the truth?
Yes.
Like that.
He feels like he's got her in a trap. He is absolutely confident that in 2 days' time he's going to destroy the House of Koloth.
Yeah, she's gonna get back. They're gonna get back to the House of Koloth, and
Okay.
she's gonna send a very nasty text to Worf. She probably maybe met him in passing, like over like maybe at some point in her career she's had to talk to work, like in passing. But she is going to send him a text that basically says that from this day on, House Moog is not only a personal enemy of hers, but an enemy of like just the whole entire House of Koloth. Like they are not, like she will never, like being also in Starfleet is never gonna make her happy. Like she's like, I vow to never be your friend and never to like you ever, because if you're allowing your brother to go do this, like you better have some answers for me. So she's like, you better tell me something, or this is like you're done. You're dead to me, and I will kill you any single day I get.
This is a very long, nasty text. I will kill you, your son, your son's son. I will pee on your grave. I will burn your house down, and I will eat your tar.
I think I've texted like that before.
Here's the thing about English and Klingon, right? I have to speak to you guys in the audience in English. English is a much longer language than Klingon.
Yes.
Klingon is a lot shorter and much more like, you have to think of Klingon as very blunt to the point as a language. So she's sending him a Klingon message that's like within probably 3 sentences says all of what she just said.
All right. The question I have, Baj, is are you going to go to meet this informant or not?
Man, I don't want to catch my mom in a trap now too. Like I'm really concerned about this part. I can tell, like, narratively, everybody wants me to do it. You know,
it's up to you. It's still an option. It's an option for you to be able to do it if you want to or not. It's not a requirement for me to continue with this.
I just know that, like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's just do it. This is for her mom now. This is for her mom. This isn't about her anymore. She thought it was about her, but now this is about her mom, and she's got to play her mom's game to win for her.
Do you tell any of us that you're going to do this? Or do you just take it upon yourself to go do it?
She would tell you and Captain here.
Me and Captain, okay.
She'd probably gather both of you. In fact, yeah, she gathered both of you together and tell you that she's made the decision she is going to go speak with.
And you are sure?
Captain, I must do everything to protect my mother.
Well, given that the device that you were given was shown is in fact a Federation device.
Okay.
Nobody knows that.
Yeah,
Except for Jersey.
One guy knows that, and he's
keeping it to himself.
Yeah.
But that's it. Yeah.
In that case, number one, I do trust in your decisions. Do you require any assistance, or are you going by yourself?
I must go by myself, right, DM?
Not necessarily. You have to be alone. You have to be by yourself.
Then I'm going with Tersey somewhere nearby. Tersey's gonna be nearby, like within range of, I don't know, like
with a batleth.
Is it just gonna be Tersey hanging out in his Starfleet uniform? Is that what we're gonna do?
You can make him look Klingon and play my lookout.
Okay.
I'm down. Yeah. Down for the makeover. Let's do it.
Yeah, doing the Klingon makeover to Tersey, and then he's gonna be my lookout. We have to make sure there's no patrols.
Are you gonna have? I'm
totally gonna be in a like. I'm not gonna look like I'm Koloth.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna put a hood on, all the disguise shit.
Yeah. Let me do. Are you going to get the doctor involved to do cosmetic surgery to make Tersey look like a Klingon?
Yeah, but I assume we don't need to. I mean,
we want to get out the roll. We're gonna just do it. I just wanted to.
Okay.
To
yeah.
Let's fast forward to this. So, let's say it's later this evening. In the evening, you and Tersey go to what's it called again? Hevaktar, which is a city on the southern hemisphere of Kronos. It's a newer city made out of like Durasteel and aluminum and these various. It's not stone. It's made out of metal and concrete. Is essentially what it is. And on this central fountain is pretty simple, but you need to know exactly where would be the perfect place to place this transmitter. So
Now
give me
the person's showing up, right?
yes.
And so this transmitter is going to record our conversation?
No, it's to tell them that they want to meet. It's essentially like it sends out a message that says you want to meet.
Okay. Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's the transmitter. This is the receiver. When the transmitter is activated, his receiver gets the message, and then he'll come down and meet you, sort of thing,
Right.
at a specific location.
Right.
So it has to be placed, but it has to be placed at a specific place on the fountain in order for it to be sent. And you don't know exactly where it is, so you're gonna have to give a good old guess about where it is.
Okay. So now
Would I be able to offer her any insight as to where the ideal spot for such a device would go?
Yes, you would.
that
So
would help me.
give me an insight. That's right. Give me an insight security for this one. Difficulty
Insight
1.
security?
Yeah, difficulty. I mean, Baj is going to do it. If you're, give me insight security to assist, and then
And I'd imagine that either intelligence gathering or
yes,
communications
this
would
is
kind
definitely
of...
focus for you. Yeah.
Okay, so insight security.
Ooh! Fuck that one up.
I used my command thingy to be like, fix it.
Well, you only roll 1, so it would be fine because for assisting you only roll 1 rather than 2.
Oh, okay.
So you already gave it an assist, so it's already successful. But Baj, you can go ahead and try, as long as you don't screw it up.
Do I roll 2 or 1?
2, because you're doing the actual test.
Okay, I did better than he did.
Okay. So you have 1 momentum. You managed to find a good place, which you can find actually an area that's been carved out that's almost looks exactly like it's built. It was like carved out of the fountain specifically to place the transmitter in. So you place the transmitter and you walk over to the alleyway, which you recognize as where it's supposed to be, and you see a man, an older man with cloaks. He's just kind of sleeping. He's got like a bottle of blood wine in his hand. He's like curled up against the wall, like.
Yeah. He just like he looks like a drunk person or something.
Mm-hmm. He looks like a drunk.
Yeah, she
A
just
blood wino, if you will.
Yes.
kind of is like she assumes that somebody that does this and that kind of keeps that kind of persona might like kind of do something to grab her attention, like beg for money or something, or not beg for, but like do something. So she's just gonna kind of walk like it's normal, like she's just walking through.
Okay. He's in the spot where you're supposed to have cleared out, and he's still there.
Oh, I thought this was.
Can I interject and say that if we had seen somebody in the spot, we wouldn't have placed it until it was clear.
Okay. So
Like I think that's a safe statement that
Yeah.
if we know that we're supposed to meet on a particular bench and somebody's
Yeah.
on that bench, we're gonna wait.
okay, are you
You
going
know.
to were you going to wait for them to leave, or are you going to try to remove them?
Probably try to wait for them to leave, and like maybe there's like a night market nearby where it just looks like we're just totally 2 different strangers just shopping around.
Okay, give me a presence command for these.
Both of us, or
Yes, both of
Yeah.
you. Difficulty 1.
do I have a focus?
Nope. Oh yes, you do, because you're intelligence gathering. You're because of your
Yeah.
background. Hey, you get an additional. So how this works is you first wait for them to leave. Eventually, they leave. Then you place the transmitter, and you're sitting there waiting.
Mm-hmm.
After a few minutes go by, you see a hooded figure walk up to the alley, look down, excuse me, and walk forward and say, "You called?"
Yes. How is your mother in there?
"She's fine." He pulls the head back. "You're of House Koloth."
Who I am is no concern to you.
She's
not gonna say out loud that she's House Koloth.
Yeah. I am the cook of House Moog.
And what do you have?
By the way, from a distance, do I recognize this person at all?
Give me a insight con, I want to say.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes, you would recognize them. This is a person you have recognized in the fact that they identified them. There is some recollection you had of an informant for Starfleet's intelligence that was the chef or like a cook at one of the great houses, and this seems to fit in with what a profile that you remember seeing from back.
Okay. I still hang back though. I'm not trying to be on top of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks at you and goes, he, Kern, is working with Gowron and Martok. I overheard them talking when I was serving them a meal. They have something about the son of Koloth.
Is that all?
That he isn't dead, or until recently.
Because his body's still on the. It's been being kept under stasis on the place, so that's very surprise to her. She nods, and she just.
Well, no, he's not saying that he's alive. He's just saying that he was alive, considering the popular knowledge is that he was dead when he was a child. You know.
Okay.
Just something about using that woman's weakness for her son. She aided her son in some way. Something about betraying the Empire. That she wants to bring. They want to bring down the House of Koloth.
So, okay, let me get this straight out of character. He's saying that my mother wants to bring down their house, their own house, and somehow used my dead brother to do so.
What he's saying is that your mother was was doing something with your dead brother, knew about him or had something in a fact, and that they have evidence of it. And they're going to use that evidence of a connection between your mother and your dead brother to bring down the House Koloth.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. She is just, and if that's all he has, she just says to him,
It's a trap. Even if you beat the informant in hand-to-hand combat, he will release information that will destroy the house. You are going to lose no matter what. They want it to be as public as possible.
Kobayashi Maru. Start calls.
Kobe what?
Don't. If that is all you have, I will part from here. Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna take a quick break because I gotta use the restroom. But we'll come back after this quick break, and we'll kind of get to this trial. Get to that point. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
All right, y'all. Oh my God.
I'm looking for a.
would you do that to both of them?
We're
have
back.
Only two. You only have two of them on your body. Why would you cut one off?
I don't even know what you're talking about, but okay.
Neither does
Of course
she.
you do.
Am I
But hey,
missing Cole
you
for some
two.
reason?
And
You appear to be. I'm
Hold on.
I'm still on in Discord.
Yeah.
And Meyer.
Well, while Paul fixes my video, people watching
know
this on the YouTube VOD, subscribe.
Yes, subscribe and
Yeah.
And like and leave comments and
Mm-hmm.
interact in every way possible.
Indeed.
Push all the buttons.
either
Yeah, push
Meyer
all my buttons.
either Meyer
Smash that bell.
Please
There we
do
go.
push all his buttons.
Get all up in that bell. That bell.
All right. So, let's do a little pre-planning. What are your plans before the trial? The trial's going to happen in about a day.
Okay, so the first thing I want to do is kind of like work my mom a little bit without telling her what I know.
Okay.
I want to find out if this is true on her end, because I trust that it's not. I think in my mind, like she thinks in her mind that this is a false accusation against my mother. What but she wants to know that for sure, because if my mother's like doing that, that will disappoint her.
Okay. So you want to approach her about this?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna like talk to her directly. I'm not gonna be like, I told her just everything I know. So
Okay.
I go to my mother, whatever she's doing.
Yeah, you catch her when she's talking with some other people and at an office like thing, and then turns to you and goes, welcome back, Baash. Are you ready for the trial?
I'm gonna sit down with my mother.
Okay.
Mother, before we go into this, must have you know. But first of all, I must ask, what do you know of what the Vasquez did that we are on trial for?
As far as I know, you are on trial for cowardice. According to what we can tell, someone has records of House Koloth betraying the Empire through cowardly actions. That's what we assume. The accusation doesn't explicitly say cowardice. It just simply says betrayal at the Battle of the Herc base.
But do you know specifically who I had to kill to achieve the ends of that mission?
She tightens up and just kind of doesn't talk. Just looks at you.
Mother, if you have any knowledge of what is about to happen and what happened then, I must know it now.
Give me a command presence roll. Presence command roll.
Sure, tell me, command presence.
Difficulty 1. And you
I say
have...
focus because this is my mom.
This is
My
definitely
mom-
focus.
My
This
mom
is-
is the focus.
Yeah.
Okay. 2.
There we go. She kind of stops and goes, "It was my mistake.
What do you mean?
When your brother was killed, I was distraught. Your father was obsessed with revenge. I simply wanted my child back. So, I had scientists clone your brother. When your father found out, he banished your brother, saying he was an abomination, that he wasn't a true Klingon. I was his mother. So while he was banished from our house, I still made sure he was okay.
Then what led him? Then how did he get to where he was, siding with the herd?
I do not know. All I know is he kept asking for funds, and being a dutiful mother, I gave him what he needed. I stopped giving him what he needed when I found out about the disappearing ships in the nebula.
Mother, Josh, this trial is not for me. The High Council plans on taking you down and thus taking down the house. They have been lying to us, telling us that this is about me. They've been misdirecting us. You need to prepare for tomorrow. We
I
need to
cannot.
prepare.
If this was to be revealed, the House Koloth would be shattered.
That is probably what they are going to reveal based on what you just said.
This isn't about this. This is about punishing you. Using me to punish you. Gowron does not want you to hold honor. Think
If they
about
are
it.
going to have a witness, then I'm a surprise witness, then I think we should have.
Daughter, you don't understand. No matter what, we're going to lose this.
Then what do we do, Mother?
We have two options that I can think of. One is challenge Gowron for the chancellorship. That will split the Empire into another civil war, which we will probably lose.
Would not be wise for the Empire. It
No, it would not.
needs time to become whole again.
The other option is for you to renounce yourself of House Koloth.
But Mother, there is a clone that is named Emperor of the Klingon Empire. It is a formal. It is simply a title with no real weight. But the spiritual leader of our people currently is a clone.
That
What
is not the.
logic can they stand upon?
It's not that he's a clone. It is that you hid the fact that he was your brother, that you killed him. It is the fact that I, who am the leader of House Koloth, supplied him.
Though I gave it to Starfleet. It is Starfleet who hid it. With this
Sorry.
information.
I don't know how they got this information. But I supported him. I gave him funds. I gave him money and weapons. It looks like House Koloth was funding a revolution, an incursion with the Herc.
Thus it was our house's money. Mother, how could you just give him whatever he wanted?
He was my son!
But Mother, you should have kept better tabs on him.
That was my fault. But that is why I...
Centuries, millennia old house is going to fall.
Only... This is not about me, this is about you. Gowron would only try this to punish you for what you did.
Keep telling me I cannot win. When will we ever win against men like him?
When he is dead. But now is not the time to kill Gowron. He's too powerful. He is the hero of the Empire.
A hero I helped make.
We all helped make.
This
But
entire
hero-
house- He would not be Chancellor if it were not House Koloth joining him. He knows that.
Daughter, glory fades. When his glory fades enough, when he makes the wrong move, says the wrong thing, helps the wrong people, I will be in a position to hurt him. But I cannot do this if this has been revealed.
Toying with me. And for what? For their supposed glory? To go. Think. Then she leaves. And what she's gonna do for a while is she's gonna head out to the Lake of Luxor.
Okay.
She's actually going to go to the volcano. She's going to make the trek of Kayla.
Okay.
To make
You're gonna go. You go to Trek to the Chaos. You find the forge that is been put up there. You see some metal workers still working. They're working on batliths, and it's kind of like a holy order that is there that kind of retrace Kalis' steps.
Yeah, she's gonna go to that shrine or whatever, the she's probably going to sit with them if she's allowed, just not necessarily, they don't really pray, right? But they kind of meditate.
Yeah.
And she's going to meditate for a while. About how to approach. Like, she's gonna really think about how to go into this, because like she's unsure if she should do the trial by combat. Like, she's being told from all sides that she's just basically gonna lose this whole thing, and there's nothing she can do. So she has to renounce herself from House of Koloth, or she has to reveal and she has to kill Gowron, which she doesn't want to. Like her mother said, it would be an unwise thing to do to the Empire. But she also has to consider what is going to come of her mother when this is over. Like, is it going to be something where like her mother's just going to be super dishonored, or is she going to be executed?
She's accused of betraying the Empire. Like, treason. This is treason. She's accused of treason. Yeah, she's gonna die if it ever came out. I mean, there's obviously extenuating circumstances. She didn't know she was funding treason, but stupidity is not a defense, especially not in Klingon courts.
And see, that's the third option we're not talking about. Is if Baj were to kill her mother before it goes. That is the only way she could win. I know that's heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy. But is winning so important that it's...
Sounds like it's Baj's decision.
Yeah.
Man, guys, this is hard.
You could just have Jersey do it.
Far be it from me to point you how to play your character, but I think the question that has to be asked is, how affected by Starfleet culture has Baj been?
Well, she's been with Starfleet for about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would really inform whether or not victory is more important than family.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, like, she's learned to very much appreciate Starfleet because it's an amalgamation of many people and many races, and Starfleet, from what she can tell, has been nothing but honorable to her on a professional, personal, and just to its own people kind of level. Like Starfleet does, like, it honors in its own way, like not in the Klingon definition, but with the honor, the definition of honor within kind of the amalgamation that is Starfleet. It acts on honorable terms for the most part. There's always people you can't control, just like with the Klingon Empire, but it's imperfect, but it's very much more based on merit, whereas the Klingon Empire is like it's merit, it's like half merit, but also half like just might, like how much might you enforce upon them. Yeah, she's gonna go. Okay, she's gonna finish meditating, and then she's gonna go back to her mother.
Okay.
And she is basically, she's just gonna sit with her mother, and she's gonna like hold her hand, and she's gonna say to her mother, if they are if they successfully accuse you of this, as you think they will, they will kill you. You will be executed.
And you will lose your house, and your land, and your title. You'll be divided as spoils amongst arrogant vultures. I cannot change the past and what I have done, but I can plan for the future.
What is the plan for the future?
We will bring the Empire back to its glory. We will ensure its protection from the outside.
How? We have no power.
We have friends. We are an ancient house of powerful, honorable people. We can do this. But the time is not right.
How will
Let
we
these
do it?
fools spin their wars and fail. Let us
If they
come
kill
in,
you, mother, we have no leader to do this.
which is why we cannot win. Daughter, you cannot win.
But
If
I
you
don't-
win and this comes out, I'm dead. You lose your house. If you lose, and I am still here, I can still support us.
how will we keep you from this?
Gowron does not care about this. He does not care about the actual fact. He just is using this because you injured him. You wounded a man who loved you.
Then what should I do going into? Should I appeal? Should I just renounce myself and let it all go?
I am not your daughter. I cannot make that decision. I can simply say, I would be surprised if he did not take pleasure in you renouncing your house.
I must. And then she's gonna go. She's gonna, and you know, I think before she goes to bed, she's gonna go see Secure.
Okay.
And she's gonna say to Secure, Captain,
Number one,
I will not win tomorrow.
I fail to understand. You will not win.
She is gonna explain to him everything, kind of as it just happened. Not every detail, but you know, just the general. They're going. This is actually about my mother. Like they're using my mother to get to the whole thing. And just basically the options that she had. Either renounce the house or what's the other option? Renounce the house
Or
let the
expose
house-
your mother and let your house fall. You can
Yeah.
win, but you can be exposed no matter what.
I believe I understand. So, what you are saying is regardless of the outcome of victory, you will still lose.
Yeah.
So, combat is out of the question.
Combat might be within the. Well, no. Yeah, like based on that, no combat's out. Yeah, combat.
Very well. In which case, number one, what are we to do?
I'm having a hard time deciding. I will have to get with you about that tomorrow. And she just leaves again. She's just broken a little bit right now. She doesn't know what to do. So
This does leave the Federation and to a greater extent the Vasquez in a unfortunate circumstance where, should you lose, so do we. say to her as she turns her back to me.
She just like pauses and kind of looks over her shoulder and nods and goes. So, GM, one more time, so I make sure I have this straight. Either renounce the house, and kind of my mom's okay, like my mom's exposed. I mean, she's not exposed.
She won't be exposed, no.
But the other option, she gets exposed, and we lose.
Yes. Basically, you'd clear the Vasquez and clear your name, but your mom would be exposed and the house would fall.
But if I renounce, the house falls still, right?
No, if you renounce your name, then your mother becomes the leader, essentially. There's just no heir.
Yeah, I do not. Oh, okay, I do not. I am not able to inherit it anymore until like something proves, like some insinuated circumstance of like screw off.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Okay, I got it straight now. Or if my mom dies somehow by my hand, which that's not really.
Yeah, you can kill her. She could kill herself.
No, she wouldn't.
I failed to mention this because your mom probably wouldn't have brought it up too much. But one of the options would have also been you marry Gowron, and then lose the house anyways, because then he would just inherit all your house and all your land and title.
Or I marry someone aboard the Vasquez overnight.
Yeah, that'd be a good look.
Captain Stakir! Come at once!
I was thinking Nagata, actually.
No, when I thought about that earlier this week, because I knew some of this going into this, I thought maybe that, like, I thought maybe Paul's going to put, I didn't know what the situation Paul was going to put me in, but I thought.
Palmer!
I volunteer!
Yeah, no, I don't want to marry any of you guys. You guys are cool, but
Oh.
I don't want a man in charge of my house. That would just defeat, like, literally the whole purpose of what, like, you know, Baj's mother and the way they think. Okay, so, yeah, so whatever. I don't have anything else for the night. I just went and talked to Kier and explained it all to him and just was like, yeah, it sucks for me. This is not going to be great. So, yeah, there you go.
All right. Do we want to fast forward to the trial?
Does anybody have anything they want to do at the Lake of Luthor? You want to go? You know, she would have invited like in like historian type people on the ship, like to look
To come
at,
to visit,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, to like see that whole thing, because it's probably a rare opportunity for an outsider to be offered to see
the Lake of Luthor and the volcano and stuff like that.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
he
I mean,
that left, where he
Cole's probably done the tourism thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, there you go.
Because he's got this weird relationship to this whole thing.
Baj is probably gonna spend the next day though before the trial, like he's really going to like enjoy her home before essentially it's no longer hers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gather ahead of anything, like, you know, send a couple things up to the ship if need be.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Let's get to the trial. That morning of the trial, who all is everyone going to the trial, or is it just Sakir? Is it and Baj? Is it just Baj?
Cole is planning to attend because he is a little bitter about the insinuation of cowardice, when literally the thing he did was hang out on the planet as long as possible with the Tusik,
Yeah.
beaming whoever he could up into the shuttle.
And she specifically wouldn't be telling the rest of the crew that, like, the option she laid out to Sakir.
Okay.
Like, there's a little bit of shame in telling everybody I may have to shame myself in some way.
Terzi is going, and the whole time going to be thinking, if it goes to shit, how do I kill everyone and get out of here?
I'll bring plates.
I'll bring the plates.
Bring plates. Bring the plates.
Yay. Oh, man.
All right. So, you arrive at the Klingon High Council. Doors are flung open. You're brought in. Gowron is sitting in his throne with his fancy robe and kind of takes the ball, smashes it against the side of the arm, and goes, "We are here to hear the case of treason brought forth before us of House Koloth, and the cowardice of the Vasquez, the crew of the Vasquez, and failing for their own treaty obligations. Before
Do we
we
not get a lawyer?
before we begin, Captain Sakir, do you wish counsel, or will you represent yourself?
I will represent myself in these proceedings
Excellent.
with
Captain
a counselor.
That's who Ensign Palmer is. He's just a lawyer. He's the legal counsel on board ship.
He's a Klingon
He's a
lawyer.
he's a paralegal. Let's not get to. He's just an ensign.
Quapla, I am an attorney at law.
My client pleads not dishonorable.
Oh my god, where's the story?
Captain Sakir, how do you plead to these charges?
To the charges of cowardice, I plead not dishonorable. I plead not guilty. The Vasquez did everything in her valiant efforts to save as many lives as possible during the attempted Herc insurrection.
Do you have evidence to support this?
Of course we do. We have transporter buffer logs describing all the events that happened that day, all the Klingon lives and souls that we had moved before the destruction of the area. And
May I see this? Yeah, you send it to him.
copy and paste, not the entire file, so you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also includes like the timestamp of the sensor logs of the planet, and like the moment we would have had to leave.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like telling a very clear story.
He looks
This is
through
something
it.
Cole would have helped put together.
Yeah.
As you can see, against better judgment, our vessels were over capacity every single time it had to make a shuttle run of the location before the event happened.
I see. I assume your chief engineer there, Mr. Cole, is it?
Aye.
Mr. Cole, what is your account of that day?
Following the events of, let's say, small-scale combat in the Herc installation, I saw to it that my commanding officer was seen to safety on the bridge of the Vasquez, and then I personally took it upon myself to load into our shuttle that had relayed us to the planet in order to save as many lives as possible before I could not be on the planet anymore, and I know that the crews running our other shuttles were doing the exact same thing.
Very honorable of you. Very Klingon of you, Mr. Cole.
I'd like to think I'd do what any self-respecting Starfleet officer would have done in that scenario.
You for sure bring honor to Starfleet with your actions. He turns and looks over. I keep forgetting his name because he keeps saying Core, but it's not Core. It's
Kern.
Kern.
The
Kern.
Nectar.
Yeah.
Colonel Kern.
Colonel Kern. Kern, what do you have to say to this? Kern looks at this. He takes the thing and goes, this seems to corroborate what the information that we received. And he goes, oh, so do you continue to leverage dishonor on the Federation? And Curran raises his hand. My brother is the Federation. I do not wish to dishonor the Federation. I only wish to dishonor the House of Koloth. And the Chancellor kind of nods and goes, Captain Sakir, it seems we are withdrawing our charges against you and your crew. You are free to go.
Very well. If it is all the same, I request that for the sake of camaraderie that we stay with Baaj as she undergoes a trial.
Of course, that is your right. He looks over to Baaj. Commander Baaj, daughter of Koloth. You stand accused of treason. And Curran stands up and goes, she does not stand accused. The House of Koloth stands accused. And it points at you, Baaj. What do you say to these accusations?
Gosh.
I mean, I don't have any formally have any details to be accused. So she's gonna say, "What specific treason?" Wait. Let me figure it out. Sorry.
Okay.
if I just is this the point where I would renounce my house to avoid my mother being exposed? I don't get it.
I think this is the point where you'd stand up for yourself and basically demand that they be specific.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
it's so far this all just seems like a sham to cast aspersions on you with no word of evidence or anything. So if they're gonna do this, they need to, nut up or shut up. And then you can make the decision about how you're going to approach it.
I'm just unclear if I give them the chance to present evidence, if it's basically going to be what exposes my mother.
I think they need to make an accusation.
Yes.
Okay. So
evidence notwithstanding, so far all they've been is treason. It's
ask. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm just sorry. I just wanted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're trying to. You're processing everything. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I would ask, in what way is House Koloth accused of treason? What do you have, if there is anything to have?
I have a witness. I have evidence that your mother may have been involved in a plot against the Empire. And at that point, the doors behind you swing open, and your mother walks into the chambers.
Okay.
And she calls out, Gowron! I need a moment with you and my daughter. Gowron kind of stands up, looks over at Curran, nods, and Curran kind of nods back. And Gowron kind of takes the giant metal ball that they have and smashes it against. Yeah. And goes, we will adjourn for a few minutes. Please join me, daughter of Koloth, and I don't even know what her mother would be or mother would be. Join me, House Koloth.
Yeah.
And he pulls you aside.
We go.
So he pulls into there, and the second the chamber's door closes, she kind of crosses her arms and goes, "What do you want, Gowron?" And Gowron simply sits there and goes, "I am simply doing what is best for the Empire. And what is best for the Empire is that Baaj cannot inherit it."
Why is it so important that I do not inherit?
You are a representation of change, of chaos. We need order. Women should not be holding office. I only granted special dispensation to your mother because your house is so ancient.
Not to
But
mention the house she comes from is the House of Kor. Not only do you choose to dishonor the head of House Koloth, but you, by proxy, are somewhat dishonoring the very Dehar master that still lives, that saw my father die. You just don't want me to win anything.
I don't have to. Your mother supported the insurrection at the Herc base.
Do you have proof of that?
I have evidence. I have transactions. I have witnesses. So, you can choose your mother's life and the dishonor of your house, or take it upon yourself to renounce your name, your title, and your house. You can keep your rank. You can stay in Starfleet as long as you want, but I do not want you in or around any of my empire.
Well, Gowron, if that is the way it must be, and so be it. So to renounce, I basically they won't bring is he implying they won't bring this any further?
Yeah.
Like they'll stop
He's
this.
going to end this now if you renounce it.
Okay. And my mother still gets to maintain her power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure before I say it. Okay. Bosch just smiles. And she looks at Gowron. You are so scared of me. Do you think I need a house? Or riches? Or wealth? Or anything? To bring the revenge upon you that you will so much see one day? I would advise you against in the future having any beef with Starfleet. Because the moment you do, I will certainly make sure that I will certainly make sure it is not easy for you. You and Martok, you speak of war. All these things are happening, and it sounds like you are caught up in petty disputes, like dishonoring the woman who said no to you, more than you are about the Empire's actual well-being. Mark my words, Gowron. I will renounce my house. You could take all the pleasure that you want in it. But I do not need it. My name is Baj, the Klingon word which means to earn. My father and my mother named me that for a reason. I will earn all of the tears and the pain from you that I possibly. You will sorely regret this. And the day when that day comes, I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait to drive the knife back.
That may be, but for now, I will win.
You may win. Actually, there is this Earth phrase that I like very much, Gal, and it is extremely applicable here. Today, I may lose a battle, but the war will.
Kind of just gestures for you to leave.
She before he even does that, I was just about to say, you spoke up before I could. She just walks out.
Okay.
And she doesn't even wait for the two of them. She just stands at her thing and she has to wait for Gowron to sit down and continue, I guess.
Yeah. He comes in, and as he takes the big metal ball and just again, one word goes, "We will rejoin this meeting, and I have discussed this matter with the House of Koloth. Ba'aj, do you have something to say?"
She looks at the High Council and everybody. High Council of Quonos. Chancellor, but most of all, people of Quonos that may see this. It is you, the people of Quonos, I will always love. And I will always make any decision I can to proffer, for you to prosper. But this High Council and this Chancellor, who, not to mention, I helped put in power, they are treacherous, they are petty, and they are men. Women of Quonos, I speak to you now. She's speaking like if there's like an audience watching this.
Yeah.
Like ladies of the high houses, I assume. Women of Quonos, I recommend that you read something. It is called Lysistrata. And I recommend that you watch something. It is called The Magic Flute. Earth by the Mozart. Learn from those. Because these men will have you die in combat for this empire, but they will not allow you to be represented on your own council, within your own government, a government you are half of, a people you are half of. If you will not start fighting to have that representation, then you will deserve the oppression that you continue to receive and will continue to receive until that chancellor is no more. And until this High Council recognizes women as the heirs of their houses and women for the value they bring to this empire. Soft skills are valuable. Not all solutions are to be a Klingon solution. If anything in my time, if anything has taught me about anything, if my time in the Federation has taught me anything, there are entire worlds with much less than we have as an empire that treat their women with even greater respect. Until you are part of the government of this world, you will never truly be equal, and you know it. You know it in your heart. High Council, look at your wives and your daughters. Think of what you want for them. You want glory. You want success. But you know what you can't think of? Respect. That is not the first thing that came to your mind now, is it? No. Because you have been poisoned by that man, Gowron. And with that said, I renounce that I am a part of House Koloth. I renounce that I am a part of the military that is the Klingon Defense Force. And I renounce my membership within this government until it has been fixed, until you have fought for this, which my mother and even my proxy myself have fought for our entire lives. I will no longer participate. It is not on the House Koloth anymore to be the only ones making this happen. Ladies of other great houses, ladies of lesser houses, ladies in the streets, selling gach, making blades. This takes all of you. And I will no longer participate until you have shown me that you want this. I renounce you, Klingon Empire, because you have broken my heart. And I cannot come back from that unless it is changed. Goodbye. And she just walks out.
What else you guys do?
White.
Well,
Jersey breaks etiquette completely and starts applauding.
Oh,
Yeah, what is the crowd's reaction? Is there any looks
It's
between the ladies?
silence. Stunned silence. No one's speaking.
Minus the applause.
Minus Tersey going.
And Cole just kind of looking at Thursday like,
Every woman on
And
Quonos every woman on
something
Quonos
else
is
to understand.
instantly emailed the play Lysistrata and
Yes.
translated into Klingon.
Into Klingon, yes. Well,
And
what's
by
the
way,
what's the
Jersey
old quote?
has etiquette and knows that was bad.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you haven't read Les Estrada unless you've read it in the original Klingon
Yeah,
as a joke,
exactly.
you know.
Well, since Baj just walked out, I suppose Secure will just look around at the courtroom, and now, like, you know, there are stairs and stuff, like, on him and the rest of the bridge crew, and he just goes, Vasquez, 5 to beam out.
All right.
And then we just go.
Yeah.
Six, I got us there.
And then
Okay.
and then with that, we're going to end the episode. All right. This is the first of many spotlight episodes that are going to happen in this series. I'm trying to do my best to kind of make sure everyone has some time in these so they can get it. But let's start with Sakir. What is your favorite moment from this episode?
Oh, well, finally getting Ensign Palmer some screen time. Thank you so much,
Yep.
HP, for that. So much. I mean, I don't want to take anybody's thing. I mean, it was really cool. Buster's thing. The introduction of the whole spotlight scenes were really cool too. I think that it really kind of puts a different focus on the show and gives a bit of a cooler kind of vibe to it. I really appreciate it.
Bosh, Buster,
Well,
what do you think?
I won't need this anymore.
Also, Secure out.
It was too. I don't know. It's hard. I almost feel like weird answering that question because it was an episode about my character.
About your character, yeah.
So could I wait until I hear everybody else's first?
Sure.
Just because.
Yeah.
HP. I gotta think about it, and yeah.
I mean, I'm quite proud of the idea to use the pips as Ensign Palmer's eyes, but so that makes me smile. But honestly, like I just liked, for the most part, just being able to sit back and watch the episode unfold. Like Cole spent most of this episode as a spectator, and I kind of loved it.
Well, you've been really busy the last couple, so
yeah, you were the hero. I mean, you have the reason why. By the way, we didn't really explain this, but the reason why Sakir and Cole have these uniforms is because Cole and Sakir went to go. Cole got the Starfleet Medal of Honor for the last mission, so he has the new uniform. So him and Sakir have the new uniforms.
Yeah, like I really liked the hunting scene. I liked the whole thing surrounding that and building the lore of this new creature that now exists on Quonos.
Yes.
the giant purple spider bear.
The giant purple spider bear, also known as what was it?
Eshkok.
Eshkong. Yeah.
Eshkong.
Make it CBS. Make it official. You know you want to see a giant flying purple spider bear in Quonos.
CBS, insert our characters in the lower.
There we go.
Just be cool.
That'd be cool.
They're animated.
So, but that would mean it would have to happen like ages ago, because then we'd all be ensigns and shit. Unless we all got demoted for something we do later down the line.
This show actually, I think I don't know where Lower Decks. I'd have to look it up, but it takes place a few years after TNG. So
yeah.
Maybe during
somewhere
DS9,
in the same era that the flashbacks in Picard are. So around, but before Mars thing.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
All right. Drones. What's your favorite moment?
Ooh. I think it was seeing Buster reference the Kobayashi Maru to someone who absolutely knew what that meant.
Yeah.
But couldn't let on that they know what that meant.
Yeah.
So the whole intel officer being there, and of course, I'm not gonna
the Kobayashi Maru is a test that all
Starfleet officers.
Starfleet cadets.
Yeah, but the guy
Starfleet.
doesn't. We don't know that the guy's Starfleet, and he doesn't want us to.
Yeah,
know that.
only Terzi.
Right.
Oh, right.
Y'all have no
Yeah,
idea
so
that he's
he can't let on
Starfleet
that
in
he
any
knows what
way.
Oh, right.
I assume he looked like a
And-
Klingon, so he is
and
like.
I
if
kept
he's
his
not
cover.
a Klingon, he's undercover as one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, if I'd have said anything, it would have blown his cover. If I said, "Oh yeah, I know what this is," that would have been like, well,
See, you also
then
get
he's got to be tied.
you also get why he would be okay with snitching on the whole situation, because Starfleet's
yeah.
reputation was on a note as well. So,
Yep.
Darsh, your favorite moment?
Ooh, quite a few. Probably the best one was like just how really deep into your characters you guys went, especially Bosch calling Paul mother.
Yes.
God.
Yeah, that
It-
whole
it was-
exchange was really good. This was a good.
Yeah, yeah. But one thing is that I'm lucky that my microphone was muted. It was one of those spotlight moments. It was just Baj and you, and there was a silence, a very silent moment, and my stomach just went.
Hungry.
So it would have come through.
My favorite moment from this is, I mean, I like my favorite moment is obviously the whole episode, because this has been something I've been planning since season 2. We've been starting talking about season 2, because one of the things that came up in my mind was, how the fuck am I gonna get Baaj? What the fuck's gonna happen when the Klingon Federation civil war breaks out? Because it's coming in the next year or so in the timeline. The fuck's Baaj gonna do? I wanted to put her in a position, but I didn't want to put her in a position where she had to choose like a right away. I wanted to give a reason why Baaj would possibly still be on the Vasquez, but still give Baaj enough pause to be like, I'm killing my own people. So this is what I came up with as a means to just like kind of push a little bit of the plot lines, but also get more in depth on some of these things. So I'm going to cheat and say the whole episode is my favorite moment. Buster.
I honestly, I think Sakir's laugh. No.
Yeah, I mean that was
Yeah,
good.
Klingon. Honestly, I'm just starting, based on the out of character information, I'm starting to suspect that when we had that prophet thing, like somehow the spirit of one of those Klingons or amalgamate is inside of him now. That the captain, her previous. I'm wondering if it's a Klingon.
Well, didn't he mind meld someone?
No.
I don't know. I don't know, but either way,
Maybe
my true favorite moment though is honestly the interaction with Gowron and being able to kind of give that speech and like kind of be like the call of challenge. Because somebody in the chat made fun. They're like, so she's giving up her power. Like she's telling them to empower themselves and then giving up her. And I guess one thing I wish I had said is like, you know, like said something like House of Baj is now with my house. Like maybe directed it more like a little bit like, oh, well, I guess fuck you guys. And I don't need a great house, you know, but at the same time, I said what I said and I liked what I said. But yeah, like giving kind of, I that's a part of it I've been working on the most, like mentally over the last week, based on, because Paul and I had some discussions, and I knew there was I just told Paul, I'm like, I know I'm gonna have a moment where I get to say something to the High Council and address the people and like the elephant in the room, that is the elephant of how, and specifically like, why is it you let women die as warriors, but you don't let them live as part of the decision making process that goes into this empire? Is basically what she was trying to get out. Like, it's okay for them to die, but it's not okay for them to be in power anymore. Even though, you know, so she's basically calling out the council and Gowron for being super misogynistic. And being the poison, you know, and obviously those who watch DS9 kind of know what's coming for the Empire.
Yeah.
So can't say that she's wrong.
Yeah.
They're stupid.
But it also works narratively in terms of her character, that like she, ever since you, like, this whole thing, this all spawned from the idea, from a background idea that Buster said that Baj was proposed to by Gowron and turn Gowron down. And so like this whole thing, like, because Gowron has been shown in the shows to be incredibly petty, like beyond petty. He does the right things at the right times, but is almost always doing it for himself.
But and also
rather than the
verbatim
Empire.
has said women don't have a place in the High. Like, in the
Exactly.
show. It's
He just
canon
does
that
not.
he-
Yeah, he just does not. And we know that in the past, at least according to Discovery and a couple other shows, that like women were on the highest council or were chancellors. So the way
High
that
council
we figured it
members,
out was like Gowron's just a
Gowron is-
misogynist. Yeah, you know,
That's the
it's
only
just
thing
that
we can
time
come.
period.
That's the only thing that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And I know like canon always like but even the source material for this game or the Klingon version of this game specifically says that too. So it's
Yeah.
game as far as the game goes.
Yeah, even
so
inside
yeah.
the game rules, they kind of talk about how that works. So. All right. Thank you all for joining us today. If you enjoyed this, if you like this, you should watch episode 1 and episode 2, which will come out next Saturday on our YouTube. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, do things with the stuff, and
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Like or
Ring
just
my
like really,
By
their
the
group
way,
engagement.
did everybody like my Klingon headpiece? Okay,
Yes.
is that cool? I'm sorry.
I was
have...
just concerned with you headbutting somebody while wearing it. That's all.
Exactly.
No,
Yes.
it's like ridge armor. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Well, like we say,
He's gotta go.
like I say every time, hope to see you someday in the black.
Kapla! Klingon Empire sucks now.
Ugh. All right, I am out.
Yes.
Later, people.
Samesies.
Later. Bye.
So we did everything